Hey guys, welcome to the channel. As you see in the thumbnail, what if Issei betrayed after using Juggernaut drive and met Great Red? Before I start, please do support for more awesome content, and subscribe my channel and like this video. Go support and follow the RUINEDDRAGONARMY for writing that awesome fanfic, and also make sure to comment on this story. Link in the description. Right after Issei used the Juggernaut drive, he passed out due to loss of power and life force. The Grammy family took him back home, while people like Asia, Azazel, Irina, and the rest from before his reincarnation were worried. Kaneko felt nothing. Dakino was hurt about worrying for Issei but also not caring, and Kiba was unlike the others worried for his brother. As for Rias, she was full of rage but tried to hide it because her Red Dragon Emperor is now useless, while deep in her heart some of her loved him, but she was so full of hate and greed, but she felt torn. Will he be okay? Asia asked, worried for the man who gave her a family and a life, not just one but a second, a true life, to be okay. Azazel then stood up from his seat and looked at Asia. He will be fine. I hope the Juggernaut drive is unknown to, because most don't survive it, so if you need me I will talk to Dryag, he said before leaving, but stopped and said one last thing also, Gremory. She then jumped due to her not listening or caring. People think Issei was connected to Raynare, and I want you to know he might be hurt inside, he said, knowing Ophis told him something was in Issei, so he guessed it was Raynare, and wanting to see Rias' reaction she then let out a leak of pod but then hid it, but not fast enough. Understood. Azazel, make sure he is well, she said in a fake face as she said that he left to talk to Dryag, as Rias then shifted to the sculpture Issei made of her, and she destroyed it to relieve anger but then fixed it with magic. However, there were small cracks only Issei would know of. POV Issei's mind. Unlike the past host of the gear, Issei is still alive, and now he is walking through the gear, and his mind as he is lost within it. Hello, anyone here? How do I wake up? Said the confused dragon and pawn as he only saw white. Say the chant to rival it, a mysterious voice said. To the shock of Issei, it did not sound like Dryag. Who are you and what chant? Issei said, now annoyed because he is here due to a chant, as he then saw a starlight tight void in front of him he couldn't reach. We met before, Red Dragon, now say it, and the dream will let you know what your reality really is, said the voice, letting out power and going near the void as Issei them knew who is was in shock. POV in Issei's room with Dryag and Azalel. So I want to ask you a few questions, and I don't mean Issei, I mean you, Welsh Dragon. Azazel spoke in a serious and concerned voice. As then the arm of Issei starts to react as we hear a voice, Governor General, what is it that you want? Spoke the wise and powerful dragon. I want to know why Issei was like this. All I know is Rias has something to do with it by her reaction, Azazel said as Dryag went quiet, not wanting to make his partner feel pain, but he understood what he was being asked. I do not know what caused it exactly, but he is not responding to our link. Someone strong is blocking it. However, he has been thinking of that fallen for the past few months now, and that was not helping his rage or his old fear which awakened the drive when the nun was gone. Dryag spoke with Azazel being shocked. Issei had a great fear that caused the drive to awaken, but he had a hunch what it was. He was a man to after all. However, Issei then started glowing red as a barrier was put up blocking the others. Suddenly Issei's right arm was glowing with negative emotional and dragon power entering it until he had a second gear that then spoke. Sorry Dryag, I guess we are sharing this host after all that wronged him, so his rage and my power will make them feel fear. The voice spoke as both Azazel and Dryag were in shock. They knew who the voice belonged to, and they felt fear. Grad Red Greed Red SIR, they both yelled. Lucky for the barrier no one hear them, but then got to calm down after a few minutes. Great Red spoke, yes it's me now, excuse me Governor General, please open the right hand. And Dryag, I need your help right now. This is an idea everyone does, but I'm twisting it a bit, you'll understand. As Azalel moved and opened the hand, he nearly let his rage out for who caused Issei to do this, because in the new gear was 8 pawn pieces, most of them cracked, and only a few being red while the rest were black. Issei asked Red to remove. This will be a flashback of when Issei was in the gear's void, and then it will take us to present day, so I hope you enjoy and share all of this, and also soon there will be a surprise for this betrayal rebirth, more for Issei's growth. Plus, in the gear before the unknown gear awoke, Issei was standing in the void thinking what to say to the unknown voice, as all he could think of was one thing, will you die for me? What is your decision, Haidu? Will you make the chant for me to give you my aid? Said the unknown voice as Issei felt no rage, but then a feminine voice started to speak. I in the gear's space, why help, he's just a red bitch's tool. The voice said that made Issei go cold as the voice walked forward near the space, and he saw it was Raynare. Yuma was all Issei could say as he saw the girl he loved, his first girlfriend, the person that killed him and lied to him. Young Issei, listen, the fallen is right, you have been used since the beginning. That caught Issei off guard. What do you mean this is a joke? And Yuma, how are you alive in the gear? He said, pointing to the fallen. First, when I died, I know you put one of my feathers in the gear, but my soul was in it, so I'm with you always. But as for why she then looked down, which Issei knew she only did before he died, as he heard the words "I'm sorry" from Raynare. Issei knew when they were together she never apologized, but when she did she was honest or scared and could now sense her negative aura, but she was only honest. Okay, I will make a chant on one condition, which caught the two off, but they listened first. I think I know what happened to me now that I think back about the past, however I need to know more. Second, I want to be a dragon, and without any pawn pieces. And finally he then turned to Yuma, I want my new gear to be black like you, Raynare, and if you can bring her back if Rias did do what she did, he said, releasing some malice and anger due to him remembering he met Rias's familiar the day he went on his date with Raynare. The voice and Raynare both were shocked, but Raynare was shocked that he wanted her back, and the Vyochi was interested. Then Issei started the chant. I am who shall be free from the cursed destruction of my past to be casted away. I stand by name my domination within my rage, by my fallen life of the pasted supremacy, and the infinite will be haunted by my name, as crimson bloodshed of the devil who wronged me will know pain of her mistake. Creeping crimson nightmare, twin dragon fallen release. Note, I'm using creeping not haunting crimson nightmare because I like them both, but they all called Issei a creep, a fool, a perv, but they forgot about his pain, thus I think creeping to make them know the creep became a creeping reaper to kill them. As Issei spoke the chant, a gate of interdimensional power broke, and what Issei saw shocked him and made Raynare fall to her knees. It was Great Red and a pocket dimension to Issei's right arm. Great Red, what are you doing here? He said, shocked, but also he looked calm. I'm here to give you my knowledge and power, and your pure soul deserves life, thus I will make you a dragon, but at the cost you will know about what happened to you as me and Drag fix you. Great Red spoke heavy tone as he then looked at Raynare. As for you, as Issei sleeps and gains knowledge, I will tell Ezreal about you so you don't die. However, Issei will make you a dragon in the future. She only nods. Back in present time with everyone outside the gear, Azazel grabs the 8 pawns pieces with tears running down his face as he thinks Issei has died, but then Dryad concerts him. Azalel, my partner is strong, he won't die, and besides if he did I would be gone already. He said a little snippy but was true about what he said as a black and red glow started to form next to Issei's right arm, as then a feather flew out of the booted gear to next to Issei and became Raynare, but she looked different. Her hair was the same but her eyes were violet and emerald, and she was wearing her fallen outfit, but it was difficult. It had short sleeves now and black and red leather pants with silver and black gloves, and the gift Issei gave her on her right arm. However, the barrier was still up, but everyone felt the large amount of power being formed. It felt like mid-class devil to near high class, which made Rias run to Issei, but she noticed a barrier, and it made her hand have burns, while for Azalel he was about to attack her, but then someone spoke with the even stronger aura that he was sealing. Sensei, don't please. As Azalel looked, it was Issei who grabbed his spear like nothing. However, he had tears in his eyes and his looks changed. Issei now has one emerald eye and one black and red, while his strength and speed grew along with some magic. Azalel saw veins on Issei should pulse and go black before going normal. Also his hair has a shade of red but is mostly black now, and he let out a dragon's aura, but it was a classing power due to his emotions, his rage and sorrow, his making him a evil dragon, while Drake made him a Welsh dragon, and Red is trying to and still is making him a dragon of his own being and emotion, that of God. So well, Shoveland God Dragon, I say, why not go for the Dragon of Souls resolution? Partner, you're awake, Drake said in shock but joy for his partner, which made Issei smile. Ya pal, I'm okay. Also Sensei, please let look at Tishi through a red and black orb of power at Azazel, which he caught. What is this? He asked, confused. Then Raynare spoke for the first time, being back. It will show you his memories of how he was reincarnated and lied to, so please just put it by your head then give it back. It will give you all the memories at once. She spoke calmly, which made Issei smile seeing her happy. Then he snapped his fingers, getting rid of the barrier and walking up to Raynare, ing her as Rias, and the others saw it. Issei was all Rias could say as she saw him ing Raynare, and even worse, she was somehow alive and they both looked different. Then he broke to look at Rias with rage, which made her flinch. Hello Gremory, what do you want of all people? Issei said coldly, which shocked her and everyone present. I was just checking on you, was all she could say to make it sound like she cared, but Issei spoke up. You mean check up on your weapon, your toy, the red dragon, the thing you let die so you could be a hero, so I could beat Riser, Issei said, which pissed Rias off. But then Akino spoke. Issei too, I'm sorry I told her not to, but she wanted to have you as her Pawn I'm sorry. Then Kiba spoke up along with Kaneko. Issei brother, I'm sorry, I was supposed to obey her orders. If I didn't I would go against my master. I'm sorry Issei, I did what she said because she became my master. After Kuroka left me I had no choice but to listen. I'm so sorry. The two spoke as the three starts crying, which angered Rias as she then was about to let out her pod, but then Issei grabbed his pieces and punched Rias to everyone's shock. Enough Gremory, you fooled me and used them, but you could HAVR save Asia or train Gasper and not toy with us, you fool. Well, use what Sirzechs will be hearing this after all. Catch as he threw his pieces at Rias, which made all shocked and Rias scared as he said one thing. I'm out of your team and I will take some of your members when I become king. Farewell and everyone but Red Bitch, I am sorry, goodbye, Issei said as he opened a portal to hell with Raynare following him. And when Rias was about to get up after him, Azalel stopped her with his rage and by stepping the way of the portal before it closed. Asia cried. Gasper felt sad. Kaba felt like he let Issei down had he punched the ground on one knee. Xenovia, Kaneko, and Rasviesa were quite no rook for Ryasum, not letting Rasviesa be her rook. Akino cried and cursed herself, and Irina felt sorrow and anger at Rias to the point some of her white feathers went black. Azazel, what are you doing? He is mine, get out of the way, she said in rage. He is only your because he died due to your actions. Here we take place in the Gremory domain where Issei wanted his rift to take him and Raynare. Not think of a name for his gate spell. How does illusion's rift sound or evaporation mirror? So Issei-san, what do we do? No, Raynare asked, looking happy that he was no longer being watched by Rias, and Kokable can not longer hurt her anymore, so she can live him at last, she thought with a smile that she couldn't hide. However, Issei looked sad, but he knew Raynare wanted to cheer him up. Well, how about we go visit Sirzechs about his sister, and give him the orb as well, and then we go on a date. Raynare-chan, he said with a smirk showing he was trying to be happy. You know, if you want you can still call me Yuma, think of it as a nickname, she said as she led it close to him, but Issei dodged as he coughed up blood. Raynare fell, but she noticed the blood and was scared. I'm fine, Raynare-chan, seems like getting rid of those pieces hurt more than I thought. Hayo Dryguard, he said as both gears appeared. What should I name Thigh Gear? 9. What is partner? Both asked as they knew of him losing some blood. What is partner? Both asked as they knew of him losing some blood. How many years do I have left after the drive and losing my pieces? He asked his dragons in worry. Fear not, partner, you are only coughing blood due to the pieces being gone, but it will fade soon, spoke the voice of Dryag. Indeed, you gained all your life back and more. I say you will live about 0000 if you lose your life again, but if you don't it will be about 000 to 0000 years. The voice of Great Red spoke, which living that long after what he did was incredible. He was shocked, same with Raynare as she got back up from the ground. Look, so he will live that long? God, that is incredibly. As she said that, Issei grabbed his head in fear, but nothing happened. Partner, you aren't a devil anymore, Dryag said as he now remembers his partner's stupidity at times, which can be humorous to the dragon. Oh right, I'm not a devil anymore, haha. Then Issei stood up laughing to the confusion too. Raynare, Dryag and Red God, I can say it all I want, and I will no longer have any pain, ha ha ha. He spoke with joy that he never thought he'd have. Issei, may I ask for you to please stop? Raynare asked as Issei was confused, but then turned and saw all devils had major headaches, and he got carried away. Sure, Ray-chan, shall we go with him? Saying that made Raynare blush, but she walked alongside him nevertheless. This takes place after the battle with Riser as Issei started to be avoided by the girls except for Kaneko, who treated him the same but not as rude as before after seeing. Meanwhile, in the Haida house, Rias was sitting the couch with Akino, Kiba and Konko. While Asia was crying in the corner with Irons and Zenovia trying to comfort her, but Gasper was standing with Rasviesa and Azazel, who all three were pissed. Surprisingly, due to Gasper's nature, Rias never thought he would be pissed. How long? Rias was all Azazel said, wanting to know when she knew about the Fallen, and she was getting pissed, but since Issei was gone and couldn't make her stronger, she only accepted fate but will try to fight her family SD least. Since the Fallen entered my territory, and since I first saw Issei and he saw me, I knew he had a gear, and letting Raynare kill him was the only option I had. She spoke, not feeling sorrow about anything but making Asia cry, but then Azazel turned to the other three. Did you want to help her with that event? He said, releasing some of his power with his words as anger was on his voice. Not at all, we may have agreed, but it was Ta, or being a stray Imafriat, so we had no choice, they all said as Azazel sensed them. He was a Fallen, and he knew if someone who lied about something so important SND. They all only felt one thing, sorrow. Asia then stood up with rage and walks over to Rias and slaps her in the face to everyone's shock. You don't know anything, do you? Rias, he almost died because of me, it was almost light spears, you jerk, Asia yells with tears running down her face. How do you know? Kiba asked confused. He took one when we went out on the town and after I died, but he destroyed the th, but any devil would have died, but he didn't because he cared for us, and now look what you did. Rias was getting pissed and was about to stand and let out aura, but she froze in time slowly as Gasper was pissed and did not stand for what she did anymore. Gasper was all she could say as she was frozen in time. As Gasper spoke, you could have saved him, and now because of you my brother is gone. Issei, I will get strong by you and no longer be a coward. If you could have saved him, then you could have helped me or Asia, even Akino, right? He then started to cry. How could you be a master of anyone, you freak? He let out as his voice mixed anger and sorrow as he punched the frozen Rias in the gut, and was about to do more. Akino stopped him. Gasper, I know how you feel, but please let Sirzechs and Issei do this, not you. We lost him already. We don't want to lose you or anyone else, she said with tears, hugging him with her wings, and he cried out for his brother to come home, but he knew it wouldn't happen. Backle in hell. Achoo, damn it, is someone talking about me or something? Issei said with annoyance, as Raynare laughed at his action she found adorable. Ha ha, very funny Ray-chan, but you know what? How about Bio? For Issei could finish, he heard something miles away with his dragon ears. Ah, stop it, why should we punk your wiki? You might as well be bald too, your hair mocks the Gremory family, haha Idat. As Issei heard that, he ran towards the noise, to Raynare's shock by his speed and how it changed. Now with Issei he is running as fast as he can towards the alley he heard the noise from, and in less than minutes he arrived and saw two punks beating up a kid with bright red hair similar to the Gremory family. Hey, you get away from him, he yelled at the punks, and as they turned they went cold as they saw the Red Dragon Emperor, but with a more powerful look. Our Dragon Emperor, they both said in fear as they pissed themselves, but before they could say anything else Issei bolted at them and threw them in the hair, and launched them back down, knocking them out. Hey, are you kid? Issei said, calm and concerned, looking at the kid. You're the Red Dragon, right? Issei Hayadu, the kid asked. Yeah, that's me. Please make me your student. I'm the last of my family. I wish to be strong like a true dragon. Please train me like a dragon would. Issei was taken aback. He never taught anyone before, but he saw the will and determination in the kid's eyes, and he felt pride and a connection towards for the kid, and he didn't know why. Guys, why do I feel pride for the kid? It's because you are now a dragon and he has pride, resolve, and well, that makes him like a youngling dragon, and you feel he is like your son and student, spoke Dryag SS. He felt pride and for Issei, and then he hear loud snoring as Red was asleep, so he chose to try and ignore it. So you want to be my student is right. What's your kid? Issei asked the unknown kid that has his eye for a warrior. Well, my name is Kaya Bat in my houses, but then Issei cuts him off. Wait, you're one of the destruction houses, right? Issei asked the boy now known as Kai. Well, yeah, but mine physical strength and more power and magic, Mr. Red Dragon Emperor, Kai said as he then stood up. No matter his injuries, you can call me Issei. Okay, Kai. Here Issei summons his Yuma soul gear to focus and try to heal Kai, which drains some of his magic, but it works. Okay, so Kai, are you in a house? Issei asked confused. No, I'm supposed to be a king soon, but due to me being a forgotten member of the destruction family, I don't have them unless beat Gremory team, so you, which I can't do, he says looking down sad, but Issei reassures him, telling everything that happened so he can be his teacher and Kai his student. So ready to go? Issei asked. Sure, but where are we going? Kai asked confused. First I will take you to my girlfriend and we all will talk to Sirzechs and arrange the fight in month. Sound fair? Well, maybe I have a Kyoto trip after all, Issei states, making him student happy. 0 minutes later, back with Raynare. Damn it, where is he? Raynare thought as she was sitting near the Gremory house under a tree as she heard Issei's voice and a second pair of footsteps. She got to look and saw Issei and Kai walking to Gremory house to see Grafia and others when Raynare ran up to Issei and punched him. Ayuma, what was that? For Issei said as he was on his, but will his cheek red, and Kai trying not to laugh. Next time you're gone, tell me. She then turns to Kai. So who are you, little guy? I'm not little, and name's Kaya Bat, and Issei is my sensei. That took Raynare back, which she glared at Issei wanting to know what happened, so he and Kai explained how they met, and that Kai is a forgotten destruction family which he gets picked on for, and he can't get his evil pieces unless he beats the Gremory team. After that Raynare calmed down. Sigh, alright, you're alright, Issei this time. Raynare speaks calmly. Thanks, Raynare. He then smiled her making blush, but then Kai had a guest eye on. So why are you called Yuma and Raynare? Well, Raynare my real name, but Yuma I use as my human name, the fallen said to the confused devil. So Kai, what can you do? Your power? Issei asked while Great Red and Dryag woke up and were watching everything. Okay, sure. Kai was building up a red and silver aura. Unlike Rias or Serorg, it wasn't black or gold. Hakai Kane Oro, destruction flame aura in Japanese. He then let off a large amount of pressure, and energy as fire-based magic and destruction was merged within him, wrapping around his body like a coat, and it grew on his shoulders silver, red, and black spheres of fire and destruction, while his hands had the form of claws and they let off destruction and fire aura, but also his pride and resolve made an unstable energy to form claw-like dagger on his hands and to daggers out them, while his aura formed a solid outfit. His shirt was swapped with aura and it was a tank top silver and red with spike pad on his shoulders starting to form, but the unstable energy is only in his hands, which his eye then changed to red and gold, and Issei took not that it felt like dragon aura. Dryad red. What do you think? It feels dragon, right? Issei thought as Kai was controlling the power. Yes, Issei, it is. I think he is shunned not just for the forgotten destruction, but his blood, Dryad said, as he felt strong dragon energy that was familiar to him. Indeed it is, and I know his mom it like chaos in the aura, right? Dryad. Those words from Red made Dryad go cold, as he only though of one dragon. No, not her. Issei, be careful. Dryad spoke in fear of the half-breed's mother. Sensei, what do you think? Strong, right? Kai said, now controlling the power in his body, which made Issei smile as Issei summoned his gears. Indeed it is, but I say, how about a fight? You want to be taught like a dragon, and we fight strong foes, or when we want so you and bust. The gear rang as Issei was ready to fight, and so was Kai, but as they both got in a fighting stance that when it started, Kai and Issei ran at each other punch to punch. Issei could keep with ease, but due to Kai's size he is hard to hit, but is strong as well. He thought he was as strong as his old self and balance breaker boosting over 0 times. Eat this, Sensei. Kai then jumped back as Issei kicked, and he spread his arms out. Shadow Dagger Seppakuchin, Shao Dagger Spark Chain. As Kai said those words he ran at Issei and they clashed fists, but the dagger of energy appeared in Kai's hands. AMD he jumped behind Issei as a chain of fire formed, stooping Issei's boost, but it made his arm locked in a shadow, draining him. Damn, my arm's stuck. If I don't move, wait, the only light from it is the fire harming me and stopping the gear, so if I Issei the turns off the gear before Kai could charge in and punch him. And when the impact was done we see a smoke cloud, and as it disappears we see Kai on the ground from his punch. But no Issei. Where is he? I had him locked. Kai though he pissed that his foe was gone, but then Welsh Dragon Balance Breaker Dragon shot was all he heard before he was knocked out, as we see Issei in his balance breaker knocking him out, with Raynare annoyed but happy that he is smiling again. She just hopes it doesn't destroy another part of town. 2 hours later, Kai wakes up in a bed and is bandaged. What the? But before he could think he saw Issei at the door. Good, you're awake. He then walks towards him. You know, if I didn't turn off the gear before you hit landed we both would have been passed out, Issei says, reassuring his student, telling him he is strong, and he can be a heavenly dragon if he wants to. Dryag's annoyance, but it cheered him up and OT showed that he is still strong. Hey Sensei, Kai said looking at Issei. Yeah, what's up? Is there a way for me to become a dragon? Kai asked to Issei's sorrow. Well Kai, you might already be one because that unstable power in you is dragon, more accurate Chaos Dragon aka Tiamat. And your devil power didn't know how to work with just yet because you never knew you were dragon, let alone had this much power, Issei said, cheering Kai up but also leaving his shocked his mom might be Tiamat. Here we are with Issei, Kai and Raynare in the underworld after yesterday's events, and they all go to see Graphia and Sirzechs about Rias and peace for Raynare. Flashback of the night. I might be half dragon, Kai stated in shock, but with as tears then ran down his face, which Issei noticed. Now I know why I was treated so wrong by everyone. After all, a hybrid devil is always hunted by his sin of life, Kai said as he then began to sob as his fist let out dragon aura like blue fire similar to his red devil fire, but then Issei put a hand on his shoulder bringing him into a hug. Listen Kai, you're not a freak or sin, you are a warrior, a true life. After all, you have life of the original destruction and a dragon king, but you also have hope. Issei then smiles as Kai breaks the hug to look at him. After all, Akino and Gasper aren't pure devils. Gasper is a vampire, and Akino a fallen hell. Kaneko his Aniko, which she hid due to her sister being AS class stray, Issei said, comforting the boy, proving not all hybrids are sin, they are hope. Sensei, can I go to Ko with you and Raynare after we talk to Sirzechs? Kai said as fire glowed in his eyes and the blue flame turned into gloves to comfort him with Tiamat's Choa's crest on them, as Kai smiled knowing part of the truth. Sure thing, after all, I don't listen to Gremry anymore, they better listen me, Issei said with a sadistic smile which made Kaidri again great red feel cold. Well, get some sleep and we'll have a long day ahead, Kai, he said, giving Kai a thumbs up as he left. Flashback end. Kai was walking by Raynare with a smile as the gloves were on his hands, and Raynare noticed his mood was better than yesterday. Hey Kai, what's up? She asked happily to see him better. Nothing, Raynare Onekin, just happy I guess, Kai said, making Raynare hit him on the head, which made Guy yell out, hey, what was that for? Well, sorry, but I couldn't hit you yesterday since you were knocked out. You made a lot of damage, Raynare said with a smile, glad she was viewed as Kai's big sister, as they both ran up to Issei, but we see they are at the front door of Sirzechs' official meeting home. And as they were almost there, Issei stopped with tense fury, and he held his in back so Raynare and Kai would stay still. Stay back you guys, I sense something bad, Issei said, and as he did a blue sphere of energy hit him head on, which shocked the both and made them go into a battle stance. Well, Hayato, surprised you're here, said a man with silver hair, blue eyes, and a black jacket and green shirt with jeans, but on his back were white and blue wings. Vala, I thought after leaving the bitch I would be good. What do you want? Issei said as the smoke cleared and he summoned the boosted gear. The man now known as Vala started to speak. Well, I was going to destroy some of the city, but this will do. After all, me and Albion can sense you anywhere now. Our fight, come on, Vala said as his wing glowed and spoke. Vala, don't, he is different than before. He seems stronger now. You will need full power. His base feels like balance breaker or more, but he is hiding something. Dryad, what did you do? The vanishing dragon Albion spoke from the gear. Ha, nothing, you foolish white flag. He grew from sorrow and choose one thing, pure hope, from the nightmare he was in, and now he is far stronger than you will ever be. Dryad says with pride as Issei smirks and just turns to Vala, flipping him off. So white flag, where's the cat? You're not worth fighting and I'm here on business with her and Sirzechs, Issei says as Vala gets pissed and a black shadow goes behind Issei and attacks, but Kai stops it as we see it was Kuroka using a shadow, and as soon as Kai saw Kuroka he backs up with his face going red to Kuroka's amusement. This takes place after the battle with Riser as Issei started to be avoided by the girls except for Kaneko, who treated him the same but not as rude as before. After seeing Meow, I want to know this, hold up dragons and you too, cutie, she ssys to Kai, making him stutter and go in his Hakai Kane Oro form off and on with a red face, and he released one thing, his dragon. Alright, I gives him better sight, and he saw Kuroka's upper pillows. Sorry my fellow dragon, I have to do this, lol. Vala entered his balance breaker as soon as Kuroka was done talking, fueled with rage. Sorry Kuroda, but this is my fight and Hayato will die today, Vala yelled as he let out his power. Whatever you say, forgotten the stake of Lucifer. After all, you're no rival unless you prove it, Issei said, making everyone shocked by his words as his dragon pride let out his will to fight. As Vala rushes at Issei ready to fight, Issei takes it head on, not using the balance breaker and only using the boosted gear if need be. Vala and Issei clash in the city and sky while Vala and Issei lands even blows at each other. Issei still doesn't use his balance breaker or boost. Divide. Rang out as if felt drained, and he boosted a few times to keep up, even rushing at Vala with power in his right arm. What are you doing, Why do you fight me as an equal, or do you want the Gremory to die? As Vala said this, Issei fought less but had a smile on his face. Vala, I no longer care Rias Gremory, but however if you want me to fight as equal, I am already my power now, no longer need balance breaker for you, he said with a sadistic smile once again, which showed his evil dragon part. But the Valley had an idea. Well, if we're equals, then show me your power or that fallen will die, or may the blonde and others of her peerage, Vala said, were building a massive energy blast of dragon and Lucifer. However, he made one mistake, making Issei mad. As Issei heard those words, he was surrounded by red, black, and emerald aura as he roared like a dragon as his Yuma soul gear appeared as the voice of Drake and Red rang out, host of Albion, you made this mistake, be lucky to live through it, BOSDX 0 from them both. So 0. As Issei built up dragon energy and his negative power used fallen energy from the Unigear as well as dragon, he lifted his left hand in the air as both powers merged. A cyclone of red, emerald, violet, and silver and black glowed throughout hell as Issei roared. You want my Besser Vala here, the power of a dragon god of domination and a negative soul of evil dragon and fallen angel who broke free from crimson chains and rised up to creep behind his foe, making them feel fear as I now rise from behind the nightmare and roar with my blade. Dragon's fury, Issei yelled as his arms reached the fourth liberation of both gears, but the soul only to make his blade. Issei held in his arm as Dryag boosted THS power into it, and he rushed Vala, who shocked at power before Lucifer could launch his blast. Issei sliced it 2-0 and he used his dragon wings with red and black with emerald spikes. Sorry for not T. Issei held in his arm as Dryag boosted THS power into it, and he rushed Vala, who shocked at power before Lucifer could launch his blast. Issei sliced it 2-0 and he used his dragon wings with red and black with emerald spikes. Sorry for not telling you about his wings before. To slice Vala out of the balance breaker and knock him out. As Issei calmed himself, he heard clapping and turned to see Azalel and Sirzechs looking at Issei. Issei, I've been looking for you. Would mind if we talk about my sister? Sirzechs said with a sad tone as Issei then cheered him up. Zex, it's not your fault, and I will talk, but we need to talk about Kuroka because I have proof that she is clear of all charges and I would like to have a chess set if you don't mind. Both Azazel and Sirzechs were shocked by this. Issei changed so much in 2 days and asked for this. Clearly he grew up. Azazel. Yeah, Issei. Quite drooling over my new gear and sword, Issei yelled, liking his treasures and now feeling creeped by Azazel, who composed himself as Issei put his energy solid blade away. Back in Ko with Rias Gremory. Rias was furious about Issei leaving he team, and she felt like she was torn between anger and small love towards him and their forced marriage. As Rias was destroying orc buildings, she only thought of the past. I don't care what name is, I think you're great. No one's hearting these ladies. SSS, sorry I failed. Damn it, I don't care. You made Rias cry and trying make her marry you when she obviously hates. That's something I can't stand. Or Rias yelled out in tears as she now knows she didn't hate Issei, she was jealous that they weren't together. Damn it, it's all Raynare's fault. Yes, she made Issei like this, and I'll kill her to get him back. As Rias stated her rage, she felt her arm change. She had a balance breaker arm similar Issei with that. She had a plan to force him to be hers once again by a fight. As she thought this, Gasper, who heard it all, left a note, and left with no goodbye to his previous hero WHE. He knew she was a fake. Dear anyone who reads this, AM Gasper, I'm leaving the House of Gremory for now to visit Sirzechs ASAP and train to make Issei proud and no longer be a toy for Gremory, but be a man for my brother and my love who I save one day. With they, Gasper used a circle and left, and he was right. NWXD Grafia by chance in hell, but as Grafia took him to Sirzechs and Gasper told her everything, they both ran into someone special. Sorry Gasper, but Sirzechs should be wait, is that Grafia said as they looked up and saw Issei and Sirzechs near the meeting home. As Gasper saw him, G ran and yelled ISCI. Issei turned to see Gasper, and the brothers hugged to Issei's shock, and he then broke the hug. Gasper, why are you here? Simple, to be strong and a man due to Gremory's new power. Gasper spoke with rage. What new power? Sirzechs asked Gasper, confused. A copy of Issei's balance breaker. All shocked obviously. Here we take place in the meeting room with Azazel, Sirzechs, and Issei with Raynare, Gasper, Kuroka, and Vali. So Issei, what is it you want to talk about? Sirzechs asked, interested that Issei had evidence with Kuroka's innocence. Well, first off, I have found evidence that her master was trying to make super devils an experiment on her that shocked all in the room, even Kuroka. She never knew Issei found out the truth. Second, I would like Raynare and Kai to go back to Ko and train. As you know, Kai is needing to fight Rias for his pieces, thus I purpose a month wait for the fight after Kyoto and before Serorg, so we will have time. Also, I would like to break off the marriage with Rias, as you know why, Issei says as he began to let out his power in order to show how he felt about Rias. I understand, however, Raynare will not be in the clear unless you have evidence for her as well. Sirzechs spoke, understanding everything but Raynare. First, she was my first love and honest, and second, Kokable forced her to kill me, thus she is in the clear, right? Azazel? Issei asked the Governor General, who only nods in agreement. Sigh, alright, but why do you want your evil pieces now? Sirzechs asked, confused because he though Issei was human with the gear, not dragon. Well, first I am a dragon after I removed the pieces, however thanks to Dryg and Great Red, however I still have my dream but it has changed slightly, Issei says as he turns to look at Raynare and Gasper. It's simple, I want to be a king to fight strong foes and beat Gremory, and see my student's growth after he defeats Rias. Also I made a deal with Asia and Zenobia and I intend to keep it, Issei said with fire in his eyes, remembering how he would travel and take them with his as their king, but now he will be their king to cast away Rias. Aurigi, and I guess you all are good to go, so Issei, I will call you when I have your pieces. Until then, enjoy school and I trust you to watch these two, Sirzechs says, motioning to Vali and Kuroka. And no problem Sirzechs, sir, we love to write, Sensei Kai says, stuttering as Issei looks at his student with a smirk. How looks like your dragon instincts are making you get the perfect mate, Issei said, making Kai go red and Raynare laugh. Shut up, Kai said as Sirzechs stood up, which made them look towards the Devil King. Alright, Kuroka will be in your room, Issei, as well as Vali, as you three go to Ko Academy, as it is about 6 a.m. in the human world, so you are good to go. Farewell, Issei, Sirzechs said as Issei opened a portal for the 6 of them. Goodbye, bro, and tell mom and the others I don't hate them. After all, I only hate my parents and Rias because of their actions. Until then, farewell. As Issei said that, all of them left, and Sirzechs felt tears go down his face, knowing he had no guilt anymore. POV Issei and the group at his house. A red circle was used to teleport the 6 to Issei's room, and as they got there, Issei heard everyone eating dinner, so he could do as he pleased as he looked at his room in disgust. Burn was all Issei spoke as he touched on of the perverted things in his room and snapped his fingers as they all turns to dust, as everyone was shocked that he would do that to his lust, but also how he did it as the gear formed. Partner, what was that spell? Drake spoke to his partner, shocked but happily he got rid of his porn-based items. Well, Dryag, I used a similar version of the dress break, same amount of magic magic but tracking based. All I need to do is get hit or touch said thing and snap flame of 3 dragons, burn it or cancel it. Issei spoke as he found a spell to cancel magic and power as long as he touched it within that battle. Sensei, incredible, what should you call it? Kai spoke, overjoyed at the power and skill from the spell as he angered the thing it was casted on. First, it doesn't get rid of magic as long as you think, it only does it for a minute unless the person keeps trying to use magic, then it puts strain on them and makes it last another. And as for a name, I'm thinking Dragon Shatter, Issei said as he got up from the mess and told Kurax and Vali to stay here as the 3 left through Issei's rift spell to Sons, who was in the student council room currently. This takes place after the battle with Riser as Issei started to be avoided by the girls except for Kaneko, who treated him the same but not as rude as before. After seeing POV Sona team. Here we see Sona and Tsubaki working at the student council office as Saji punches the wall in anger due to him thinking Issei died, not being told the whole truth. As Sona was about to stop him, a magic rift appears similar to that of Great Rip's rift through the gap, which Sona noticed in shock by who stepped out as well as the rest of Team Citri. Hey Sona-san, how have you all been? We haven't talked since Loki, as we see Issei, Kai and Raynare step out of the portal with Kai nearly falling out of it due to him not being used to those portals as Raynare helped him up. Also Gasper is with Rias for now so he can be undercover. HYUDOU, they all said in shock, and Saji seeing this cried and ran to Issei, punching him in the face, which due to his dragon instincts Issei was able to catch even with his guard down. Saji, what was that for my guy? Issei wondered if Rias did something while he was gone. Why did you fake your death, which set off alarms in the 3's heads? My sensei is no faker, that Gremory bitch lied so she could take advantage of you to Sona and Viteria due to her losing her dragon, Kai said in anger, causing Saji to calm down and Sona to jump out of her seat angered at Kai. And how do you know anything about Rias, kid? Sona said with anger, as her best friend was being insulted along with her pride. Because I'm the 3rd house of destruction, and as Vritra can tell him his nephew as well, Citri-san, so don't mock me, you foolish Devil King's little sister, an overjudgmental bitch, Kai stated as his devil power was let out, and he focused and his gloves let out Tomat's power around his devil, causing all to be shocked, even Issei now seeing that Kai's dragon pride let out Tomat's power. Then Vritra appeared on Saji's arm. Well, I'll be damned, Timat didn't lie, you are her kid, huh? Looks like I owe 10 and $0, he said as Dryag spoke from the gear after facepalming from what happened. Seems like this boy has power now. Why are we here, partner? The dragon spoke as Kai then calmed his power, wanting to know the same as he didn't know where they were. Sona-san, is it possible for me, Raynare and Kai, to be class again? Raynare is my age, so my class is preferred, and her human name is Yuma. As for Kai, he is Kaneko's grade, maybe have her give him a tour, Issei said as he knew he had a few missions to do here before Kyoto. Alright, if that is what you wish, but I would like to know what happened, Sona says as she gets a headache, and Tsubaki gives Kai and Raynare clothes and schedules. Then the 2 leave and teleport outside the gate as nobody saw the portal, and the 3 use magic to get the clothes change and their bags as they entered the building. Many girls she both Kai and Issei, many think both cute in different ways, Kai for his young nature but kind soul, and Issei as stranger who looks hot and strong with the black hair and ponytail since his hair grew longer than his normal twin tail, and his veins that look more like a tattoo than anything, along with his muscles showing, as guys hate both of them but are scared of Issei, and confused girls like Kai. As for the guys who see Raynare, they are entranced by her as her black hair and eyes are similar to Akino, but her kind smile and figure, why are they so perverted, seems almost better due to how she moves and acts. The girls also like her and see her as kind soul and a new queen of Ko like Rias and Akino, but unlike the guys, the girls want to know her as a friend. Unfortunately, Issei meets that same day as they walk through the gate, but as Issei hid his aura she did not recognize him, thus the 3 go into the building. Bye sensei, by Raynare Onek, and have fun, Kai says as he runs to his class with Raynare facepalming. I told him to calm me, Yuma here, she says annoyed, which Issei finds cute as they both walk to their class. Why already started? Issei and Yuma open the door to everyone's confusion. Hello, I didn't think we got new students today, the teacher spoke confused. MIA's Hanakawa, I didn't change that much in a day, it's me, Issei Hayata, which give large amounts of spit takes and shock from everyone. Issei, you trotter. Hayata, how is the perv hot? What the fuck? As Issei just takes his seat ignoring the headache, he lets Yuma enter as the teacher composed herself. Okay, everyone, here is the new student, come in, miss. As Yuma comes in, all the guys roar at, and I quote, a hot chick, by God, why? Hello, my name is Yuma Amano, nice to meet you all, she says with a smile as the teacher tells every they have guest irons. How you pink hair? Hi, my name is Kates, do you have boyfriend, she asked as Issei blushed, which raised eyebrows. Yes, I do, my boyfriend is Issei Hayatu. which shocked everyone, and Kates asked what the hell is wrong with he is a beast a perv, and at that Issei stood up with rage. I am no longer a PRV, I'm disgusted my all that you freaks ever heard of change, and if you think we aren't a couple then here, Issei says as he walks up to Yuma and he yes her, which she gives right back to the eye of all. POV Kai, I can't deal with the perv duo. Okay, calm down, this is my first inhuman show, be calm, Kai says as his teacher tells him to enter, as he saw Kaneko high in the devil community. But as he saw Kaneko, he felt his heart skip a beat as the teacher tells him to introduce himself. Hello, my name is Kai Abaddon, nice to meet you all, he says as he bows. Okay, you can take a seat next to Kaneko. As he is told this, Kaneko raised her hand and Kai walked to a seat. As class went on, he talked to Kaneko. Hello Kaneko, Issei and Kuroka say hi, and we found proof that she is safe. As Kaneko heard this, she turns to Kai and asked, how do you know AMB? Who are you? Kaneko asked as she got close, which made Kai blush. I'm Kai Abaddon, the third house of destruction, and son of Tiamat, as he showed her his gloves. Also I am Issei's student, but it's okay because I'll protect you from any past, Kai says as Kaneko blushes by that because she for some reason started crushing on him, which she didn't understand but she had a hunch. POV after school in Orc building. As Saikai and Raynare walk in and see Rias with a smug look on her face as everyone else is normal. Hello Issei, Raynare, how are you? And Kid Rias says confused as she saw Kai why made him let out his aura. For Sax I'm no kid, I am Kai Abaddon, the third house of destruction, and son Tiamat now Gremory, I can't have my pieces unless I beat you, so I think you know about the fight, Kai says with rage as Rias was shocked but went back to her calm self. Yes, I know boy, and we'll fight after Kyoto, but one condition, it's an exchange versus my peerage, Rias said as she motioned to Raynare and Kai. Me why me, Raynare said with a bitter tone, remembering when Rias killed her, simple Kai would win and get his pieces, but it's not fair, one versus a whole team, she said as Issei spoke. You don't have pawns and only got one rook, so no half a team, Issei said with rage, which angered Rias. Anyways, if I win I get Issei back, and if you win you get anything you want. All were shocked, even Team Gremory, by actions and how far she wants Issei's power. I have an idea, Issei said as he summoned his gears. If Ray and Kai win, she takes half your destruction power with my help and keeps it because she might be part fallen part dragon, but destruction is always good, right bitch? Issei sighed, glaring at Rias as the three let out power, and Rias then stood tall with power covering her arm with a thin dragon claw. Deal, Issei, you will be mine again, she said with a sick look on her face as Kai turned to Kaneko as Issei and Rias shook hands. Hey Kaneko, wows, you like to go on a date tonight, dragon devil and cat devil, he said with a wink which shocked all but Issei and Raynare. Hell no, you, as Rias was gonna stop him. Issei slapped her dead on with his gear and boost X, and it left a few streaks that were bleeding on her face as Kaneko walked up to Kai with a shy look. SS sure I love to, the cat devil said with a smile almost never seen on her face as Issei spoke. Well, love mates, I say, since I don't trust Scarface here, pointing at Rias, me and Raynare go with you as a double date, he said with a smile which made it be set in stone. Here we are at Ko Academy outside the old shoe building as Issei sits under the tree he always does as he felt Rias's auras burst with anger which made him smile as he was waiting for the three he harf a familiar voice. Plus, Issei-ku and I quite blonde former sister approaches Issei because for her she felt guiltily and for him he felt like it has been years when really he didn't do anything like that because he knew he would heal wrong. Yes, Asia, Issei said as he opened his eyes and sit up from his spot by the tree where he got tackles by both Asia and Irina from behind, which honestly shocked him. They didn't do this before. We're sorry we didn't know your pain or the truth of your reincarnation when we just lived life normally after Loki. Please forgive us, they said sobbing as Issei put hands on their shoulders as he broke from the sob sandwich. Asia, Irina, I never felt sorrow or anger towards any of you. In fact, I wanted to ask you something, Asia, Issei said as he summoned a barrier around the three of them with a snap of his fingers. Both of you keep this quiet please. First, as you know I'm stronger, thus it will make problems mainly with Ophis as I sense her in the gap off and on looking for something, maybe me and Vala, who knows. All I know is that I will be on my guard. Also Asia, remember the promise we made. As soon as he said that, Asia cried, remembering how he would take her with him one day as she nodded as confirmation. Well, how about being my bishop after I get my pieces, Issei said with warmth in his voice as Asia felt her heart skip a beat. Same with Issei. What's going on, Dryag asked the confused God Emperor Nightmare. Well, dragons have more than one mate and connected and know the people who they love or love the real hum besides charm, of course, and Asia is one of those people. For Irina is 0-0 due to you being my host, but also her old friend and crush. Dryag spoke with wisdom as Issei's old harem dream might come true. Issei, are you there? Hello, Issei, Irina asked, snapping Issei back to his senses, and he dispels THR barrier and makes sure they know to keep things secret. As the barrier disappears, Issei saw Raynare, Kaneko, and Kai rushing at him with a box in hand. this is important. Issei, are you ready to go? Raynare asks as she looks at Asia as she is afraid as she remembers Raynare killing her and lying, and Raynare remembers doing it, and she turns to Asia in her Raynare form since only devils, dragons, and angels are left at Ko Academy currently. As she transforms, she walks to Asia as the nun starts to cry, but before anyone could do anything, Raynare bows to Asia. I'm sorry, Asia, I did what I did because of Kokable and my ego, please forgive, Raynare said to the surprise of Issei and the others as Asia just leaves, unsure how to feel about Raynare. Well, ready to go, Kaneko-chan, Kai says, making her blush, and her cat ears show as she walks with Raynare to the gate. Yo, Kai, hold up, Issei spoke with a stern tone. Yes, Sensei, Kai asked, confused. Well, first make sure Kaneko is well taken care of on the date, for example holding the door for her, buying something she might want as a memento, you name it. However, remember we need to find both her hair clips to see which one has magic seals. Got it, Issei spoke, making sure his student understood the meaning of a date and the mission. As the day went on, the of them went off into town and enjoy their date. So guys, what do you want to do for the double date? Raynare asked the three as Kai and Kaneko went red just being near each other, which she smirked at seeing little Kai grow up so fast, until she looks at Issei with a big smile. How about we all go get something to eat and talk at a diner? After that I got a surprise for Kai and me along with you, Ray-chan, Issei say with a wink and a smirk, causing her to go as red as the first years behind. But then Kai runs up to Issei. Sensei, what about the movies you promised to watch? Batman, I know you remember because of the Scarface reference, Kai says as Issei then laughs, remembering that as they both are heading to the double date. This takes place after the battle with Riser, as Issei started to be avoided by the girls except for Kaneko, who treated him the same but not as rude as before. After seeing Raynare takes the three shopping as her and Kaneko get new clothes, while Kai and Issei look around as Issei finds a red jacket with black lining and a silver dragon on the back, which he happily buys as he then waits for the girls. As for Kai, he found a blue shirt with a warrior in black armor and fire around him, which he felt called to as he then saw as his red and black eye went blue for a split second. The coat was blue and black with what looked like dragon scales and no sleeves but yellowish brown fur behind the collar, which he also bought, which made Issei lose more than he thought for clothes, but he is fine with it as he has great red and his treasures to make money along with Sirzechs and his favors. Nice look, Kai, love it, Issei said, liking his student's new look. It suited him. To sum it up, thanks Issei, your look good too, but look what I got, Kai said, pulling something out of his pocket. And after seeing it, Issei had his mouth hanging open, which Kai shut because Issei saw a necklace of a yin and yang, black and white cats being together. To say Issei wasn't shocked about Kai being good at the dating thing is an understatement, as he is focusing on the date and mission at the same time. First, thanks Kai, you're welcome, Sensei. And second, that was a good pick for your goal, Issei says, making Kai go red. What goal? Don't lie, I know you're after both the cats. I think your dragon half loves Kuroka, while your devil loves Kaneko, Issei said, making Kai go even more red and his left eye to go dragon blue. Boys, what are you talking about? The voice of Raynare asks as her and Kaneko get to the two dragons. Raynare is wearing a violet jacket and a black shirt with a red dragon head and silver angel feathers. Also, she is wearing white shorts and black high heels. As for Kaneko, she was wearing a black shirt and a white jacket with a cat hood, a silver skirt for her, a new but similar look, and last shoes with a white and black pattern. Both dragons were in awe by their beauty. The girls had to close the jaws for them because they were left hanging open. Thanks, both dragons said as their dates smirked. Raynare walked close to Issei, giving him a which shocked him, but he didn't mind. Kai and Kaneko just went to the door and held hands, which made them red but happy as Issei and Raynare caught up to them. Also, Kai, what's that box you keep holding? Issei asked Kai as he was holding a box since Ko Academy. Oh yeah, thanks for reminding me, Sensei, they are your evil pieces, I just forgot to give them to you. With that, Issei went cold and stopped moving as he let what he heard hit him. He just got his pieces. Kai handed over PLZ. Issei yelled with joy like a kid getting a new toy because he finally become king and he could get dragon pieces. Partner, wait, I thought I informed you something about you since we removed the pieces. The voice of Drake spoke with serious tone. You have dragon power of evil Welsh and your own god power, but that is only 90% of you. Since you were a devil, you have % demonic power. Dryag spoke as he informed his partner about his DNA and aura. Yes, young Issei, and you also have % fallen due to the negative energy, and your girlfriend who was with you since the gear awoke. The voice of Great Red spoke about the Yuma gear and how it affected Issei. Also, you are % human in order to have both gear, but due to those different powers you are relatable to your peerage will be part dragon, but if they want to be devil or fallen or just dragon along with their DNA, they already have it, is their choice due to your very being. Great Red said as Dryag agreed with him, and Issei, shocked by how the pieces could change his peerage, understood. Issei then took out the king piece and accepted it as well, putting his power into all his pieces at the same time, but to everyone's shock Issei had a set of all mutation pieces that were red AMD black with a hint of gold as well. So Issei, how do you feel? Kaneko asked as Issei calmed his aura and his pieces were glowing. I feel great Kaneko, just let me put these in my pocket. Dimension real geek, Issei said as he opened a portal and put his evil pieces inside, as he then heard 3 large growls as he turned and saw Raynare, Kai, and Kaneko red with their heads down, making Issei laugh until grrrhhh a loud growl was heard from Issei's stomach as they all knew they were starving and went right to the diner. Issei ordered a cheeseburger with fires and Raynare ordered a chicken salad with ranch dressing. Kai ordered a steak medium well and fries, and Kaneko ordered a cheeseburger burger and a larger ice cream sundae, which Kai never heard of before, so he ordered the same. They all scarfed it down as dragons Nico do, and Kai loved the human world sweets, and Kaneko, as they left, shared chocolate with him, which she never does for anyone else. Ready to go, guys? Issei asked as he paid for the bill, meeting everyone outside. Hey Issei, why are you still doing the Appia Dragon? Kai asked, making Issei go in a corner, as he didn't want his student to know about his perverted past. Why me, why me, why me is all the Red Dragon Emperor spoke as everyone just went silent. Hey Issei, let's forget about and go to wherever your surprise is, Raynare said, which made Issei sigh and get back up to open a rift to the familiar forest. Hey dum, why are we here? Kaneko said as she walked towards Kai, but then he sparked his aura and his gloves started to glow. Well, later tonight is a full moon, so me and Kai can get our FA. Before Issei could finish, he was sent flying back by a blue dragon with hints of gold. Dryag, how dare you come back here after you still have my treasure? Well, now you will know Choas, the mighty dragon we now know as Tiamat, yelled as Kai went cold hearing that voice, which both girls noticed. Well, I don't know who you are, dragon, but you want to fight, then bring it on, Issei said as Dryag facepalmed in the gear, knowing this will end badly for him and Issei. Issei rushes at Tiamat with Dryag boosting times. Not to underestimate a Dragon King, Tiamat launched a blue flame at Issei. In response, he fired a Dragon shot to block it and use as smoke screen. Where are you, boy? I know you're not dead yet, Tiamat yelled as she searched for Issei, but Issei then jumped from behind he and grabbed her tail as Drake kept boosting and launched Tiamat into her cave. She tried using her wings to stop to impact, but Issei fired another dragon shot with a 0x boost, so Tiamat couldn't block it, and as he launched it, Tiamat was sent with a crash into her cave. However, as Issei landed on the ground, he was hit by a large blast of blue fire. As the girls and Kai look to see who shot it, they see Tiamat in her human form, which is a girl with blue hair and a Chun-Li type bun, and a blue dress with gold laces and gold and blue heels. You thought that could stop me, host of Drake? Then you're a bigger fool than him. She is referring to Dryag's stupidity in the past. That why she said more stupid than him, Tiamat said with rage as Issei got up and out of the bushes that Tiamat launched him into. You're not too bad yourself, Tiamat. How about we keep this going? Issei said as Tiamat smirked and rushed at him, and he was about to enter his balance breaker until Mother stopped. They both stopped as they saw Kai with a red and a gold eye in his Hakai Kane Oro form to be in the center of them. You can't be, Tiamat stuttered as Kai turned of his aura form to see his base with his eyes back to red and gold with magic hervai of them. Crimson, is that you, my son? Tiamat yelled as she started to cry as everyone was shocked by the name she just said. Here we are back in the familiar forest as Raynare Issei, and Kaneko is shocked by the name Tiamat just yelled as soon as she saw Kai's eyes and hair. Plus, excuses me, who the hell is Crimson? My name is Kai Abaddon, Kai said as Tiamat then shed a tear and smiled as walked close to him. I guess no one told you. Oh well, Crimson is your title and dragon name, while Kai is the name we gave you since you look like your father, Tiamat said as everyone was still confused. Okay, I guess story time then. Flashback 0 years ago. In the familiar forest, the devil with red hair, red and black eyes and battle armor with a cloak searches for something in the forest until who dares enter my forest? A large blue dragon yells as she reveals herself. I am here for my own business, for a hunt, unless you know where a few devils went who got here a few diago, the man says while turning to facing the dragon with power in his eyes. Oh, those idiots, I cowed them for trying to steal my treasure, but if you want to try and get it yourself. The dragon then enters her human form while entering a fighting stance which caught the eyes in her beauty but also her power. Then have at it, the female dragon says with joy in her voice as she tells that the man wants to fight. Alright then, my lady, bring it, the man said as he took of the close to reveal his muscle and pure power of magic and physical strength. Alright, bring it on, they both yelled as they rushed at each other, showing power of destruction and Choas clashing, and they both made a few crash in the mountains of the forest. And once the red-haired man jumped behind the dragon and kicked her into the water as she used her tail and grabbed his leg to drag him down with her. Splash bang was all that rang out in the forest. As we look in the shore of the forest, we see the two laying down on their backs, slowly getting up. Damn, you're strong, devil, I think I like you. The dragon female spoke as her hair was out of a bun and gone all the way down to her shoulders. I agree, well, time for me to show you my special form, Hawkeye Oro. The red hairs man yells as his body was engulfed in red and silver energy. Armor was destroyed, so his skin was changed by the aura and formed into a red and silver color with whirlwind-like markings, and his hand were covered in destruction marks and calm but stern fire. Oh my, looks like you're a fine warrior after all, the dragon said as the man suddenly rushed at her with speed she couldn't track. As do I for you, my lady, the male said as he grabbed the dragon's hands with a power struggle, but as they let out their power the dragon lead into thr man's surprise she had him as both their powers calmed and disappeared. Well, that was a shock, but I'm not complaining, miss, the man said. Tiamat Choas Karma Dragon, what's your name, handsome, Tiamat said with a smirk on her face, thinking she found love in a battle mate. My name is Kai Abaddon the First, and it's a pleasure to meet you, Miss Tiamat, Kai said with a smile. I hope I meet you again, Kai says as he makes a magic circle to leave the forest. Wait, what about your comrades, Tiamat asked the devil she started to love. I will tell them a wolf or boar from here killed them. I don't want to have a beautiful girl like you hurt unless we fight, Kai said with a smile, making Tiamat blush. Damn it, this devil is like a perfect match for me. I want to have some fun now, Tiamat thought with a mischief-like smile. See you soon, Tiamat says as he leaves through a circle and Tiamat enters her cave. Over time the two bonded and kept seeing each other and fighting in the forest. As their bond grew they even talked about their past with each other, how Kai has trouble with his house and the old Satans fear him for the abandoned destruction and physical potential. While Tiamat tells him how she once loved Drake, but when he lost her treasure all she felt was rage and she chose to hunt all of his host, and when not doing that spend all her time in the forest alone. So what do we do now, Kai? Tiamat asked as she grew a close bond to Kai and she fought back her primal instincts. Lemon warning ahead. Well, we have known each other for about a year now, how about we get closer, Kai said as he went from sitting New York Tiamat to giving her a surprise of passion as he leaned in closer, hugging her. Tiamat broke the stating, oh my, someone's a boar ready to charge. Well, I guess time not to hold back, Tiamat said as she pushed Kai to the ground, disrobing herself to reveal a huge pair of tits which caught the devil's eye as he then disrobed himself till they both were in the cave. Damn you, I'm gonna show you Choas in bed, Tiamat said as she was getting red from Kai, and Kai stopped playing with the dragon's gave to reveal his wet hand, before Tiamat threw him on his back, touching his leg and shaft. This scar is from when we first met, maybe both can be used to tease you, she said with a chuckle as she used her tail around Kai's shaft as Kai tried not to fight back as he enjoyed Tiamat teasing boy penis and body, as he felt her tongue wrap around his blade. I'm not gonna back down, Hawkeye Oro, Kai yelled as Tiamat also unleashed her fire and they started to fight totally. However, as she couldn't help but be distracted by both instinct and love, Kai took the advantage and kicked her to the ground as he finally took her by surprise. He then entered his blade into her cave as she landed on the ground. Do it hard, you warrior, Tiamat said with a smile. Then Kai started going faster and faster, making her moan and cry out his name. Yes, yes, do it, I'm gonna. Me too, Tiamat, me too, my love. Ah, they both yelled as Kai came in her cave. Time skip year. Note this is now 6 years in the past, so Kai is now gonna be born soon. Sure, my little dragon, you will be born soon, Tiamat said with a smile, rubbing her belly as her unborn was strong. She knew it as a portal opened. Hello, my love, I thought I'd come and ask you something, Kai asked as he entered the forest, putting his hand on Tiamat's belly. Would you like to marry me, Tiamat, and move in with me, because I know this is your cave, but I thought I asked, Kai said as he showed Tiamat a red jewel ring which made her cry. Where did you, Tiamat said, crying, happy to be with her love. I found part of your gem's treasure on the Welsh lands where it broke into 0 pieces. I have and made a ring out of if you want it, Kai said, happy as can be. Before Tiamat could answer, she felt went as she looked down. She went into labor. Kai, help me out please, Tiamat said, because she could do it herself, but she knew she need to put a seal on the kid's power. Okay, my love, push, Kai said as Tiamat roared, letting the boy's power surge out of her. And as she calmed down, she saw Kai with their new baby boy with devil and dragon seals to keep his dragon half safe. I do, my love, Tiamat said, which confused Kai. I will marry you, Tiamat said as Kai hugged her and WSS full of you. But as he was leaving through a circle with Tiamat and the baby, and the rain started to pour, we saw Kai get blasted by pod and blue power. This was a one-time deal, White Dragon, a unknown man said as the White Dragon Emperor only was full of rage as he said one thing, yes, grandfather, as they both teleported away with Kai bleeding out in the rain, but he hugged his son so he would be safe. Tiamat, please keep Kai safe for us, Milo. Before he could finish his last words he was gone, and Tiamat only cried as she held her son and dead husband. With rage and sorrow as she put her dragon energy and broke % of his seals as the blue flame swore to keep him safe, and his eyes were red on the right and left was blue like both of them until his eye turned gold to be like his dad to keep him safe. Kai, thank you my love, Tiamat said as she brought Kai to the house of Abaddon as the maid took care of him, and she brought the ring and body of Kai, dad, with her so she could put her love to rest and know her true treasure is safe as all she could do is cry. Back to the present. And that is what happened between me and him. I'm sorry, but we kept your dragon name and self secret for safety. You must hate me, Tiamat said, only to be shocked by a hug from her son. Well, and glad actually, because I finally know everything, because I am Crimson Kai Abaddon, a dragon king and devil king of my own. But please don't leave me again, Mom, Kai said as the two cried and hugged, and we see Issei holding back tears but happy and Kaneko crying being so happy for the guy she loves, and last but not least Raynare shed tears happy for her little brother in arms. Well, okay, that's enough guys, forget familiars, let's go home you two, Tiamat, Issei said, happy for Kai to be with his mom. Wait, Issei, what about Kuroka, Raynare said, which made Kai jump. That's right, Kaneko, I need a favor please, Kai said, which shocked Kaneko. Okay, name it, she said as Kai held his hand out. Please give me your hair clip, one of them as magic seals from your sister's master with all the experiments on it, Kai said as Issei then walked towards her. Hand it to me and I can tell with my gears, but I can teleport it to Ajuka and Sirzechs, Issei said with his old smile, making her feel calm just like she does with Kai. Here you go, she says, giving the clip to Issei, and he closes his eyes to sense magic seals on it as he sent it to Ajuka instantly. But when he opened his eyes he was shocked by what he saw was Kaneko and Kai ing and Tiamat's hand near his throat. I still don't fully trust you, Dryag. Here we are now in the Hayate house as Issei enters through the door with Raynare, Kai, Kaneko, and Tiamat as he doesn't sense Rias anywhere, only his mom, dad, Vala, and Kuroka. Plus, okay guys, seems like Gremory is in the underworld, so let's go in. Okay, Issei said as Kai became shocked after looking at Issei's home. Sensei, this is your home, Kai yelled as he never saw a place this big before as every sighed, and Kaneko giggled. Well, yeah, and I will tell my parents everything after Kaneko you give them these, Issei says while throwing a red and green sphere in one hand and a black sphere in the other. They are used to show all my memories since Raynare and I first met to now, including me finding out about Kokable forcing Raynare to kill me and Rias making me her legitimate pawn, Issei said as he then opened the door to see his parents in shock from seeing him and new people. Issei, hun, is that you? Mickey asked her son that she hasn't seen in days since they got back from the trip. Yeah, it's me, Mom, and I have a lot to tell you, but first here, Issei said as him and Kaneko gave them the spheres, which confused the parents. What is this? Garo asked as he saw a glimpse of his old Issei through the sphere. Just put it next to your head and it will show you all my memories, and if you don't do it then I die. After all, you favor the girl that let me die than me because you don't know it all, so I'm being nice, do it or else, Issei said with power as his parents did as they were told while they looked shocked seeing it all. Okay, Tiamat, Raynare, can you both watch the door for the devils? Kaneko and Kai, you two come with me to the basement in a training field, so I'm going to test your hand-to-hand power, you versus me, Kai, at the maximum in order to awaken some dormant power from your past, Issei said as he walked towards the elevator, motioning the two to follow. POV change now in the elevator. So Kai have ever tried to take the gloves off or make them energy again? Issei asked, confused about all the power his student has. I haven't, no, but let's try, Kai says with a smirk of power as Kaneko punches them both. Hey, it's Kyoto is tomorrow and it is 7 p.m. already, so Issei hurry, she said with her regular tone. Oh, that's right, I might want to get some gifts. Oh, should I forget Dragon Shatter? Issei said as the elevator stops in the training room and they were confused why he did that. Sensei, why did you use your new move? Kai asked, confused as he stayed by Kaneko while Issei walked into the training field. POV change in Issei's room. As Vala was sleeping in Issei's room, Kuroka was curious about how he changed and who Kai was as she saw the sculpture of Rias he made long ago, and the ruined princess broke and reformed with magic. As she looked at it she saw the mark of Dryag and within seconds the sculpture was destroyed to dust. What the fuck was that, Naya? Whatever is happening to you, Dragon Boy, I want to know what was the cause. Back with Issei. Okay, Kai, ready, I want to see your full power here and now, Issei said, taking off his jacket and summoning the boosted gear. Hey Kaneko, Kai whispers, so Issei can't hear them. Are sure about tomorrow you might become a stray? Kai whispered, worried for his girlfriend. I'm sure, Kaneko said as she took Kai's jacket and he walked to the battlefield. Ready, Kai, give me everything you got, Issei said in battle stance. You bet, Kai said as he then closed his eyes to reveal one red and one blue, not holding back as he got in a stance of his own, however, before they could fight. Hey Red Dragon Emperor, a loud voice said from the elevator door as we see a man with short black hair and a blue and white fancy collared coat, and we can see he has muscles from head to toe, making even high-class beings be on guard. Cyborg, it's been a while, how have you been? Issei asked, happy see a high-class devil he could tell was kind. Well, I am training for our fight, but you weren't with Rias, so I thought you forgot about her with her family, but by what Sirzechs tried telling me something about you being stronger, I just left to see you, Cyborg said, walking to Issei as he was stopped by his barrier, which shocked the Bale. As much as I want to spar with you or tell you what happened, I have to train my student right now, and then he will see our true power of men with goals, Issei said, earning a smirk from Cyborg as he stood by the door watching the fight. Let's do this, hhhhhh. Same here, Crimson all. The two yelled as rushed at each other, beginning their fight. They rushed forward as their fists collided with each other, unleashing a large red and gold shockwave. Kai moved his left leg with his own dragon aura as it gave him much speed, shocking Issei as Kai's fist seemingly teleported from their callison to a direct hit to his face, knocking him back a few steps as Kai saw the chance and kept on with a fury of punches, making Issei block with his left arm. Didn't think you got that fast, accepting the past for who you are, true king, Issei said with Kai smirking. Let's says it's not just that, because I have a gift and goal that work. My gift, however, is this, Kai said as he wrapped his arm with a blue and red flame which form a violet-blue dragon claw, punching Issei in the gut, launching him back. My gift and power is abandoned potential and my dragon pride. I will be a king, one no one in heaven, hell, or dimensional gap has seen. Now eat this, the power twin devil dragon king. Inferno roar, Kai yelled as fire, a blue and red fire spiral making violet and both colors in the fear from his mouth like dragon as it headed right for Issei. BOM. As the attack hit, Kai was exhausted and on one knee from how much power he used, but as he looked up he saw a figure from the smoke. Wow, you really have gotten strong without out the form. Remember, as we fight we rise. That attack could have killed a low-class devil, maybe mid-class if lucky, but Issei was now letting out his power as a red and black spiral energy was around him. You're fighting a dragon, the Red Dragon Emperor, and the person when he was a low-class devil fought and defeated Loki with Saji and Faui Riser Phoenix one-on-one and Kokabel and the White Dragon and Awakened Balance Breaker in only a few months in total. That means never underestimate a opponent, understand, Issei yelled as he rushed Kai with his arms wrapped in a silver chain which Cyborg was the only one to see. I took your hits head on to see my new king power and your growth, but now eat this, Issei said right in front of Kai in a few seconds as Kai took a fury of hits and magic marks shown on him as Issei launched him to the ground. As Kai tried getting up, Issei teleported right in front of him with a dragon shot. Point blank dragon breaker, Issei yelled as he snapped his fingers with the dragon shot launching from his hand as his dragon shatter and dragon shot was a combo attack he named dragon breaker as the foe can't dodge, and with this much dragon power on with pure physical pain, and the other with magic AMD stamina pain with some physical, the person has a almost 0% breaking body and soul to a permanent death. As the smoke cleared from Issei's attack we saw Kai on the ground almost dead but still trying to get up and fight, which Issei was proud to see as he reached into his pocket dimension and grabbed a Phoenix tear and gave it to Kai. He dispelled his dragon shatter. Damn, Issei, that was ruthless, Kai said as he slowly got up, reforming his gloves as his eye went gold again. That's how our kind fight, right, Issei said with a smile. True, Kai said laughing as he then fainted using up all his power. Damn it. Catches him before landing on the ground. Kaneko help take him to Kiba or your room? Sorry, Cyborg asked Sirzechs what happened. I have a trip tomorrow, Issei said as Kaneko picked up Kai and Brafiev in the elevator and left to the rooms as Cyborg looked at the floor and felt the power from Issei still there. Issei Hayatu, I will ask Sirzechs, but our fight shall happen on day. Back with Issei as he went to take Kai out the elevator and up the stairs into one of the spare rooms, he saw his mom and dad crying with Timat and Raynare, and the orbs were gone. Mom, Dad, are you okay? Issei asked as his parents saw him and rushed to him with a hug. We are so sorry for everything, Issei, please forgive us, Mickey said while crying. Damn the redhead, my son, I hope you are okay, Garo asked as he felt worried for his son and raged towards Rias. I'm fine, guys, but please act like nothing is wrong. Trust me, I have a plan, but buy something to repel devil magic like holy water or a cross, Issei said as all were interested by his plan. Drager, do you trust my plan? Issei asked the dragons in his mindscape. Yes, partner, I do. That damned redhead's anger will be her own weakness, Drake said with a sadistic tone. Yes, you too, I agree. By this game she made it will be ours to play. Haha, great, Red said with a laugh as they all knew that it was her end. 1 hour later in one of the spare rooms, we see Kai sleeping on the bed with a scar on his right eye from the tears healing the wound Issei gave him, and Kaneko next to him as she worries for the boy. Hey numbnuts, what's your plan for Kai? Kaneko asked Issei, who was making barriers on the room so the devils besides Kuroka and Kaneko can sense him, or see him. My plan is to train him and help him control his power before he fights Rias for him to get his king piece that his house needs in order to have a peerage. Why do you ask? Issei said, confused, turning to Kaneko with a sad look on her face. Well, I want to join his team after seeing him help me and be honest, Kaneko said with Issei smiling. Don't worry, you will until then sleep here while I talk to the two stowaways, Issei said, waving his hand goodbye to Kaneko as he shut the door. Issei now walking a few rooms down the hall to his own, and he knew he needed to let out his power. Dryag set up a link with Albion, please, Issei asked the dragon as he did as asked as they both were pissed. Slam. Issei slams the door hard and puts up a dimensional barrier blocking anyone leaving or entering as Albion forcefully appeared due to the barrier, as Issei summoned his dragon fury blade. Hiya to Dryag, what is wrong with your host? Albion said, a card by the power roaring from him. We want Tio knows why is wrong with you two, Lucifer and Vanishing Dragon, both Issei, Great Red and Dryag said as both gears appeared, and Vala and Albion knew that voice, and they weren't strong enough to fight, and if they did they would die, they could tell by Issei's aura. What do you want to know? Hiya to Sai, is it about Ophis or me? Vala said, trying to be strong but knew he was full of fear as Issei got closer and Kuroka was nowhere to be seen. The cat is outside this barrier. And why did you kill King Abaddon? Vala, tell me, Issei said, full of rage as he stared at Vala and Albion with power Ophis couldn't match. The next day at 0 a.m., Issei was on the train to Kyoto thinking about the talk with Vala as he was about to enter the mindscape to awaken his potential, until he heard a rustling sound with his luggage. Okay, what the hell, Issei said as he looked up to open the door, and as he did a blonde-haired knight walked towards him. Hey Issei, what's bang? Kiba tried to say as he then got interrupted by Issei falling on his back as Kaneko and Kai fell out of the luggage door. Ow, I told you it wouldn't work, Kai, Kaneko said as she fell on top of Kai. Hey, unlike you I can't shrink into a cat, so it could have. Thanks for breaking my fall by the way, Sensei, Kai said, looking down at Issei who had face first on the floor and was so confused. Hey Kaneko, who's this, and what are you doiji here? Kiba asked his comrade as Issei threw them off. Damn it, see what you did, Kiba saw you. If we can't trust him you're dead, Kai, Issei said with a bump on his head from the fall and the two looking down. Oh, you're Kai from the club room that day, sorry about Rias, but Issei is right, even though I'm a knight, I'm Issei's brother first, and she is selfish, Kiba said as Issei smiled knowing he still had his brothers. Okay, Kiba, promise not to tell Rias if we can trust you, Issei and Kaneko said with a look of hope. Of course I can tell this kid, I mean Kai is good at heart, and strong. If he needs help I got his back, Kiba said, sticking his hand out to Kai. Thanks, Kiba. Was it you can call me Kai? My full name is Crimson Kai Abaddon, son of Tiamat, and next king of Abaddon, Kai said, shaking Kiba's hand as a friendship, and Ali was found for Kai as Issei thought something. Hey Kai, what are you doing here again? Issei asked, confused as he was about to enter his mindscape. Well, remember our bet, Kai said, which made Issei shoot up. I am going to win the peace hunt, you fool. Know me, I have more energy without a gear, they both said back and forth as Raynare walked up to them from the other car. Okay, 1. Why are you here? And 2. What is the peace hunt? And 3. After you explain, Issei, I will watch them as you go in the gear, Raynare said with a sigh, getting a headache from them. WR made a bet to see who can find the most team members first before the end of the trip, Kai said as Issei laughed after entering the gear. Well, he has you beat because he already has a queen, Raynare said, pulling out her piece she took from Issei's chessboard that was a full collar of red and black is a spiral pattern for Fallen and Dragon. What? The 3 said in shock of Issei already having a queen and Kiba shocked his brother already was a king. We now see a white empty space much like where Issei unlocked Red Seal, but instead it has many cloaked figures with black aura around them and a dark expression. Plus, hey old senpais, how you doing? Issei said, walking towards the senpai of gear as he felt their power change as Issei stopped moving as he saw one get up. Hello Issei, hiya, happy to see you with the true pride of domination, one of the senpais said as Issei saw the aura was now red and black with a silver glow, as more got up taking of the robes, and showing the clothes they wore before they died. Yo current dragon, nice hit on the white one, haven't seen a sword attack like that since my first time in the mindscape and last time as a red dragon. A male figure spoke with brown and one emerald eye and other was closed with a scar over it, and he had silver shoulder pads and an armor that was red and silver with a hint of gold, and a black cloak. As a swell, while the armor is the same all the way down to the emerald and red boots, the legs and center of the chest was broken with a sword mark on it. Excuse me, but his magic and intelligence is better. Of course the power of great is weak compared to the Welsh dragon magic swordsmanship and intelligence, and strength. Of course you now need to learn his time barrier. Of course the senpai with yellow and red hair with black eyes and glasses with black and emerald gloves, a white tank top and red lab coat with brown slacks. However, Issei saw burn marks on his arm and large amounts of magic in him. Pardon, but who are you? Issei asked the senpai who tried seeing his power. Oh right, sorry, I am the host. Could finish. He was hit in the head by a small red chest. Ow, damn it, Elsha, I get you're the strongest female, but stop shutting us up by hitting us in the head, he says as two figures walk up to Issei. Hello Issei, my name is Elsha Dryag, told you I was who you needed to see for the box. A woman now known as Elsha spoke, holding a red chest in front of Issei. Yes, I remember Elsha, I am thankful for this. After all, I will show the world the power of a new Welsh dragon, Issei said with a look of hope as Elsha smiled and handed him the box. Do you have the key, Issei? Elsha said, who was confused at first but then remembered as he summoned the key and opened the box full of pure energy, as he woke up in the train. Oh hey sensei, you're awake, about time, Kai said as Issei looked and saw Zenovia Kai Raynare and Kai playing Go Fish next to him. So how do you feel, Issei? Oh yeah, do you have any sevens Kiba Go Fish? Raynare ached Issei before then feeling the pain we all feel known as Go Fish, while Issei and Kai just chuckled as she acted like she was dying them. A green light appeared on Issei's hand as Dryag spoke. Partner, I have some news, it is urgent, Dryag said as Issei and the others jumped from the dragon's words. What is it, pal? Issei asked his friend as Dryag thought on how to tell Issei. If you use Juggernaut Drive or similar levels of power, for example Balance Breaker boosted to 0, your life will be cut and hauled, but if you don't, your potential will slowly build up faster and faster, but you might need an emotional catalyst. Dryag spoke as all were shocked by his words, but Zenovia, Kaneko, Kiba and Issei all knew about a catalyst. After all, Kiba was the opposite but was still strong, and they all knew how many times Issei almost died and cares for people, and it hurts all but Issei to hear that a death is needed, as Issei was more trying to think of a loophole. Well, the train is about to stop, so let's get ready and go, Kai said as he stood up walking towards the mirror in the bathroom. Yep, he's right, I'll help clean up, guys, Issei said, getting up to clean up the cards. POV Kai. Damn it, what is this feeling, Kai said as he punched the bathroom mirror as he thought of his past. I can't stop feeling like part of me is missing and this damn match doesn't help, Kai says as he let out some aura in rage. Damn Gremry girl, if you think you're strong and want to fight, then let's fight, that's it, Kai said as his eyes went back to their original red and gold. The underworld thinks they know power well, that will change very soon, Kai said as he let out a devilish smile at his plan for his name to be back from the forgotten in the underworld, as we all see his wings finally showed themselves to be 8 black devil wings with sharp dragon scales around them, making the wings be black with a hint of blue and silver. POV change outside the train. We see Issei and the others waiting outside the train with the rest of the class with Rasviesa. Yes, that will stay the same, her as a teacher but not a devil, more a part of the Norse unless something changes. As they wait for Kai. Sorry I'm late guys, my bags were stuck, Kai said, which made Issei raise an eyebrow after hearing Kai's quiet tone of voice. That's alright, our stowaway, come on everyone, let's go, Rasviesa said, having the class go to the hotel and then the rest of the tour. Hey Kai, are you alright? Issei asked Kai as he felt his aura seeming off, but his pride was showing strong as can be. Yes Issei, I am, but I will tell you when we get to the room or the 1,000 gates, Kai said as Issei understood he finally set a goal for himself. POV change at the rooms. Kiba, Issei and Kai walked towards the rooms and theirs are next to each other. So Kai, who are you bunking with? Kiba asked as he was felt it like the training with Riser all over again but with another brother. I think I will be with Issei so we can plan and do some mental or magic training as dragons, Kai said as him and Issei said goodbye to Kiba as he had a different class than them. As Issei opened the door with a sigh, the room was completely empty besides a dresser and TV. Damn it, Gremry, the two thought as they knew Rias would do this. Well, come on Kai, let's drop the stuff off and talk, after all I have a guest eye on. Sure Issei, what is it? Kai asked, confused but had a hunch this would happen as he put his bag down. So why are you in such a prideful mood right now? Issei asked. Well, I have a plan for my fight with Rias. After all, there is a devil's gathering to announce the fight, right? So why not reveal who I am and have a battle royal for both our sakes, Kai said, shocking Issei. Okay, I love the idea for a royal, but why for us both? I already have my pieces, Issei said, confused. Well, if we kill a noble and I give you the title of said noble, you will still have your pieces, but we need to keep dragon resurrection a secret, right? Kai said, knowing his sensei, and his goal was to reveal the dragons when the time for domination comes. Let me guess, same for you, your own pride and soul will reveal your domination, right? Issei asks, knowing the answer already. Indeed, however, I will reveal my royalty, and am here because of that. See, I feel my dad's power in my blood awakening, but I thought his power was only destruction, but that is what I'm here to find out, Kai said as he spoke his goal and showed Issei his wings, as both Dryag, Issei and Great Red felt pride in Kai and his future. Okay, let's go then, Issei said as they both left the room to start the trip. However, as they were leaving, Kai started to feel pain in his head, but he felt little pain, and mostly heard one thing awaken what they claimed should be impossible, a uncone voice said to Kai as he caught back up with Issei. POV The Thousand Gates. We see Issei Irina Kaiksanovia Ziakonakore Nariekiko and the perverted duo are on the way up the Thousand Gates. So Issei, who is this strip? Matsuda asked. Watch it baldly or you will have glasses for real eyes, Kai threatens the perv as he walks to Kaneko and smirks at Issei while holding her hand. Hey Issei, why is he smiling like that? Raynare asked while holding Issei's arm as they had fun walking up the gates together. Well, let's say it's on of our bets, Issei said as Kaneko heard him, and the two sighed at their boyfriend's choices. Okay Issei, let's do this. You bet, Kai, the two said as they ran towards the top of the gates towards the shrine, leaving the others behind. I will beat you, Issei, Kai said, rushing at his top speed but still behind Issei. Well, sorry, but I beat you this time, Issei said. He reached the top with him and Kai catching their breath. So why are we here? Kai asked his sensei. Well, I hate churches, and with my life how it was, I think I should say a prayer for once in my life, Issei said, kneeling in front of the fox statue as Kadriag and Great Red gave him the silence he needed. Dear to any angel fallen or devil who hears me, I want to say I may hate some of my past as a devil, but if I wasn't a devil I wouldn't be free by the bonds of human life or have my brothers here today, so please all I say is watch over the Gremory family, because even though I don't know if I even care for her anymore, just keep Asia and others safe along with Rias's family, because I can't be there for her if she is the person she is and willing to lie for power, Issei said, touching Kai and Great Red and even making Kai cry seeing how Issei still cares for them even now. Take this, you fool, yelled a small but angry voice as fire shot at Issei and Kai. What the hell? Kai, stand on guard, Issei said, seeing Fox AMD Crow yokai along with a tiny little girl who is a Nine Tails. Return my mother, you fools, you don't belong here, the girl said as the two were confused. We don't know your mom or WHR, Kai said as he was cut off by his head hurting, calling to his soul asking, please don't be alone, I protect again like before. Ki, Issei yelled, making sure he was okay as a crow yokai was about to attack as Issei grabbed his throat with a look straight from hell that could make a new gate of hell or make a new hell altogether. Back off, we don't know who you are but fighting us now. Well, eat this, you fool, Issei said as he threw the bird and pulled out one of his wings as the other troops went for the attack. Destructive roar, Kai yelled as he woke up and let out his devil blood in a move that was forgotten to only one devil. Luckily his roar knocked out a few of the yokai and launched them back. Kai, follow me, we need to keep this shrine safe, Issei said, guiding Kai into the forest with the yokai following. What do we do now? Kai asked as he got caught fighting two fox yokai, but he didn't fight due to him being a guest, and he only roared by mistake. But as he thought what to do, a blue wing knocked the fox's back. As Kai looked up he saw his mother. Mom, why are you here in dragon form? No less, Kai asked as his mom brought the others down from her back to help as she spoke. What do you mean you called that? Roar was attack, an emergency call your father made for me. I can hear it from the gap, Timat said, reverting to her human form. Also here you go, make one of the gloves fingerless, or both, she said, handing him a blue box that was as old as him. What is this? He asked, holding the box as Kaneko held the yokai back. It's your birthday today, seriously, just like your father can't even remember. Happy 6th birthday, son, Timat said, giving her son a big hug as Kaneko and her switched place for a second. Here, catch, Kaneko safe ing Kai's cheek as she ran and threw a new silver and blue jacket at him. Okay guys, keep them back without hurting them, or the area, and hurry, we have a birthday to celebrate, Issei said, teasing his student. As Kai opened the box he started to cry as he saw a crimson and gold ring with a blue crystal holding the crimson gem. This was your father's ring that he gave me before he died when he wanted us to be a family, Timat said, starting to tear, seeing her son look like his father as he put the ring on, showing both his dragon and devil eyes and his gloves glowing purple as his aura exploded as he turned to the yokai. Listen now, and well, I am not a terrorist, and we don't know where your mother is, but by my family name I will help. But he then started to roar while letting out both auras and his wings, but his purple aura gave birth to a gold coat around it, merging his own unique power and his family power he merged. If you think I will back down if you try to fight us, then you're wrong, because I am the last of my kind and I've dealt with bullies, and this time I can take you bullies down to hell, Kai roared, making the yokai run away and all but a Psychona coroner, and Timat be shocked about his past and winks. He then calms down and puts on his new jacket as he looks down at the ring. Dad, one day I will see you and make your name proud. Here we are with the team walking back from the shrine and going towards the temples. So Kai, what would you like for birthday? Kaneko asked, which made Kai stop in his tracks, making everyone notice as the rest of their group caught back up with them. Well, I actually never had a birthday day party, Kai said, making everyone there have jaws hit the floor as Issei rushed up to him. Okay, that's it, we are giving you a feast on this, my brother, Issei said, putting his hand on Kai's shoulder with everyone nodding in agreement. Okay, as much as I want to know more about what's going on, we have to go to the Golden Temple, Akiko said, making Zenovia's eyes widen as she ran to the temple. Should we go get her, Asia? Irina asked as the group slowly walks to the temple. No, she's happy, it's okay, Asia said with a smile as she looked at Raynare still with confusion, but hope that Issei won't get hurt. Hey Asia, he will be okay, trust me, Kaneko said, scaring every as they couldn't see her. Hey Shirkeo, where did you go? Kai asked as every was about laugh at the nickname and what was on Kai's shoulder. Haha, Issei and Dryag let out as they couldn't help themselves. Hey, what is it? Kai said, pissed as the two dragons laughing. Look on your shoulder, Great Red said, being able to hold in his laugh as Kai looked and saw a white cat with a yin and yang Nico necklace as its color, which made Kai's eyes widen. Kaneko, that's you. I never THTHTHOUGHT, you could get cuter, Kai said, shocked as he couldn't help but bet his love, which made Timat. And Issei laughed harder and Kaneko used her paws to keep her mouth shut. What's so funny, Issei? Irina asked as they were started to walk again as they saw Zenovia. Well, him petting her is him basically hitting her G-spot, Issei, making Kai go red and his nose bleed as he jolted his hand back. I'm sorry, Kaneko, haha, turns to Issei, damn it, why didn't you tell me this? Are you trying to kill? Kai said as they met up with Zenovia and the rest of the group, while Kaneko disappeared. Hey, where did little your love go? I swear, father like son, your dad got me going by fighting, Timat said, making everyone feel sick and Kai disgusted. First gross mom and second we need to talk about dad's strength. Okay, Kai said, making Timat confused on why he wanted to know about his father's power. Hey guys, where have you been? We got some people who want to talk, Zenovia said as the human were knocked out and Fox Yokai appeared, making everyone ready to fight. Wait, everyone stop, they are here to talk about something that needs help, Rosviesa said, making everyone stop. AMD looked confused at the yokai. POV change, a yokai temple at night. Here we see everyone walking towards the temple as they see many yokai. Hey Kai, Kaneko whispers in his jacket. What is it? Kai asked, opening his jacket a little. Do you have a chocolate bar? Kaneko asked as her sweet tooth was begging for food as Kai chuckled. Right pocket of the jacket, I'll open the jacket a little bit so you can see, Kai whispered as he opened the jacket and the stopped at temple where Kaneko's paws were moving. Hello, my name is Kuno, thanking you for coming, the little fox girl from the attack now known as Kuno said with a sad face. You see, little Kuno here is the daughter fox leader, and Kyoto as well. Her name is Lady Yakasen, and she was kidnapped the same day you all were at the shrine. Azazel aid as Kai was holding his jacket. Pissed, Kaneko, stop it, Kai said, trying not to laugh. We think it is the Choas Brigade and we are here to help for peace, Azazel said as Issei walked forward. I'm so sorry, I just missed my mother, Kuno, as Issei put his hand on her head while kneeling. It's okay, we have your back and we will protect you and find your mom, Issei said as Kuno smiled, but Kai then started laughing. What's so funny, Kai? Rosviesa asked as he let go of his jacket, showing Kaneko falling out and turning human when she landed. Meow, they both said as everyone, even the former sad Kuno, was laughing at the two. Hours later at the hotel, I am not going over the talk due to it being the same as season original. So that was something, right? Kai, Issei said while him and Kai walked to the rooms. Yeah, it was interesting though, right, Kaneko? Kai says, petting chin. So let me guess, want me bunk with Raynare next door? Issei asked, smiling as he could tell Kaneko might do something for his birthday. Yes, she. The door to the right of us, while Kiba's doors down side, Issei said, cutting Kai off as he knocked in Raynare's door next to their own. Night, Issei, Kai said, opening the door to the bedroom. Hey Kai, that honestly felt good getting pet. I have another birthday gift for you, Kaneko said, going from her cat form to human, stopping Kai from entering the room. But you already got me this jacket, what else did you get me? Kai asked as he was confused but also holding back his large urge to within sticks. Follow me and find out it. I'll even unwrap, Kaneko said, gesturing for Kai to follow her into the room and close the door, which he did with his eyes going blue and red, not to hold urge anymore. Why did they say all that in front of me and not in the room? Issei said as Raynare opened the door. Oh, Issei, what's? Raynare asked, happy to see her boyfriend but surprised as well. Well, Kai and Kaneko are about to go at it in the room, so can I bunk with you today? Issei said with Raynare having an evil smile. First good for then, second they are in the room next me, Sayo. Well, it can help us get heated ourselves, Raynare said as she dragged Issei into the room. Inside Raynare's room, while she was talking to Issei, her closet glowed red inside it, then it faded. Okay, good, him here, but whose room? We see Rias in the closet of Raynare's room trying to watch or win Issei, but she will see something else. Okay, let's see, Rias says as she opens the door and saw Raynare bringing Issei in the room as they started making out. I going back and forth with Kaneko and Raynare Lemon, so I will give the POV so you understand. What's the matter? Am I too small for you or something? Do you want something? Before Kaneko could finish, Kai was flipped over and Kai stripped as he revealed his to Kaneko, and petting her tail, nibbling her ears. That was amazing. However, Kai, am not done, Kaneko said as she was about to mount her dragon, but Kai pushed her down and bit her belly and played with her ears. Ah, Kai, what are you? Kaneko asked as she felt incredible heat and pleasure. This crest is Abaddon. Oh, Issei. Back in Raynare's room, the two didn't take time and rushed right to mating as a redhead was watching. That's it, harder, master, harder, Raynare moaned as she teased her king, licking his neck. While Rias was watching, she only thought to herself, damn fallen, that dragon is mine. I was supposed to take his. Rias thought, pissed, as she then heard Issei speak. Rias was then getting pissed, and used her magic to teleport to the next room over. Okay, she's gone now, time to go, Wild, Issei said as boosted and went faster as Raynare let out her wings as she felt Issei make her feel like she was about to explode. After a few minutes they break the I love you, Kaneko, I love you, Kai, happy birthday. Sorry, too rough, Kai asked, feeling her grab him tight, but she shakes her head. No, I just wanted you to have my mark, Kaneko says as she bites, and yes, his left up right up of his heart. Yes, harder, harder, Kaneko yells as Kai smiles, using his dragon aura to make her feel warmer and more sensitive. So that's your kink? Well, Kai was about to continue, but him and Kaneko felt the eyes and energy of a redhead, so he leaned by her ear. You sense her, right, Kaneko? Yeah, what shall we do? Let's make her leave by giving her a show. The four mates let out as they finished their session, and Rias teleported home crying. Rias, honey, what's wrong? Velarona Gremory asked her daughter, as she was left unanswered. What is wrong with her? First, we don't see Issei now. Does anyone know what's going on? Sirzechs asked, turning to Sirzechs. Mother, father, listen and I will explain, but it's a big issue, Sirzechs said, catching both his parents' attention. Sirzechs tells them both about Issei being reincarnated and Rias letting him die and using him for the engagement and gear, but now she then hated Issei after him being useless due to the Juggernaut. Then she realized it was jealousy, but too late, because we don't know how Issei feels. My godness, why, I hope he will be okay, Velarona said with sorrow. Indeed, my dear, I hope things get better. Till then we give him time. What else is up with him? Sirzechs asked his son. Yes, actually he has a student by the name of Kai, I think it was, but his origins is unknown, Sirzechs said as Sirzechs and Velarona were speechless. Kai, your old rival, Kai's son from the Abaddon house, some we thought as family, they both said, making Sirzechs think. Back in Kyoto, we see Kai and Kaneko lying on their backs, both wings and tails out as they cuddled asleep, and the same with Raynare and Issei. Next day, yon morning, love, ready to get up? Kai asked Kaneko as they got dressed ready to meet Kuno. Knock, knock, knock. Kai, get up, it's time to watch the fox girl, Timat sighed, scaring the two. 5 minutes, mom. Okay, begik, Timat said. 0 minutes later, Kai and Kaneko were walking towards where to meet the others as Timat stopped them. Excuse me, you two, but why do I sense my son's aura on you, cat? Timat said as she was blocking the hall. Where are you? See, mom, she is my mate, haha, Kai said in a scared tone, making Timat let out her aura. You what? You both are far too young. What's wrong with you? Timat said as she let out her aura. But my instincts took over, you know, haha, Kai said in a nervous laugh as Kaneko was quiet. You both only have been dating for a month, Timat snapped at her son. So what if Rias wants fight for her? I will, because I love her as long as I'm with my mate I am unstoppable, Kai said, making Kaneko smile. True, but you are too young, and Kai, she could die because of this. Didn't you think of the pieces? Timat calmed down and listened to Kai. Issei said, stopping Timat from let out more of her power as he appeared with his rift spell. Why being a bitch, Issei, Kaneko says. What do you mean, Kaneko? I'm sticking up for you, Issei said as raised her fist. Well, don't, host of Dryag, this is a family matter. Yeah, what she said, Kai and Timat both said. Okay, I'm out, see ya, and Kaneko, before I leave, where is your mark anyway? Issei asked, making Timat flare up. That's what I would like to know, Timat said, glaring at the two. It's on her, Kai tried to say but couldn't. Her what, son, or so help Ophis I will turn into my dragon form, Timat roared. Asterisk gulp, it's on her mid-chest to belly, mother, Kai said in fear of not the Dragon King but his mother. What did you say, young man? Get over here and show me, Timat snapped. Congrats, you two, Issei teased. So help me, Issei, I will shove a light spear up your ass, Kai raged at the emperor. Okay, but still, did she mark you? Okay, enough, both of you take off your shirts or I will show you why I am the choice dragon. Both takes off their shirts as we see the marks. Here it's on my left up above my heart, Kai said, and his is on my mid-chest to stomach, Miss Abaddon. I am going to kill you both, at least me and your father waited a year till we did that. How is that any better, Timat? I agree with my host, Issei, and Dryag told Timat. Who asked you anything? Dryag, Kai snapped at him. Not my fault, me and Issei want to. What happens? Issei, when me and mom done talking you will sleep with both eyes open, you oswell, Dryag, Kai yelled with his own aura and scaring the two, reminding them of Ophis in a sense. God to God, I can't keep Kuno waiting, see ya then, Issei says, running for the hills. Sigh, why are you both even together? and if Drake shows up I will kill him, Timat says as she rubs her eyes as she gets a headache. Love you too, Mom, Kai said, running away while following Issei. Love you too, hun, wait, where is the cat? And get back here. Timat looked around in a panic, while then calming down, seeing Kai is just like his father. Issei, Kai, I've been waiting you too, Kuno said as she saw them a while later. Sorry, Kuno, ready for tutor us? Issei asked. Well, first, where are the others? Kai asked, looking for them. At breakfast, come on, hurry. The three ran as Kai looked into his jacket and saw his dad's ring and his favorite kitten. But on the mountain we see a man with a spear looking down. Well, just to be safe I better take care of the Fox Kid and the Red Dragon Emperor. Here we are with the team in Kyoto eating breakfast as they wonder where Kai, Issei and Kuroka is, as they met Raynare an hour ago, and she is still with them, but the other three are missing. Sorry we're late, we had something talking to do, Kai said as him, Issei, and Kuno ran into the rest stop. Finally I was just about to leave and look for you, Raynare said, coming from the other entrance, as she was looking for Issei. Sorry about that, Issei said in his normal tone. It's fine, just hurry and eat, Raynare said. And they all ate, and afterwards they toured all of Kyoto and making stops like matchmaking and the Bridge of Memories as something strange formed. A smoke appeared, only the supernatural were left, and Azazel flew right to them. Guys, are you alright? Be ready, this is Dimension Lost, Azazel said, worried. Please, we will be Kai spoke before he screamed in pain, grabbing his head in pain as Issei and Kaneko ran to him. Kai, are you okay? Kai, please hold on, they both said. Hey, no, Sirzechs, my power can beat destruction, a voice similar to Kai said in his mind. Oh yeah, let's put it to a battle, a young Sirzechs spoke. What are these memories? Kai said in pain as he got up from the pain. This fog is the same that I saw when Mother was gone, Kuno informed the other, as she was Afriat. Well, it's nice to finally meet you, Red Dragon Emperor. A man walks out from the shadows on the other side of the bridge with blue hair, a blue suit, and a glowing spear in his hand. Who the hell are you and how do you know me? Issei asked as he let out some of his aura and helping Kai stay stable. I'm fine, Issei, but behind you, Kai said as he threw a punch at a shadow creature with a red eye. As soon as the hit made contact, his power broke right through the creature, turning it into dust. Well, I'm shocked, I thought that would be strong enough to take out a kid. Oh well, we have an army, I'll take the General of the Fallen. Also my name's Coa, pleasure to meet you for the first and last time, Coa said as him and Azazel left to the end of the bridge. As they left to fight, the creatures fired beams of light which everyone knew to watch out for, and Issei took charge. Kiba makes swords to absorb light. Zenovia use Ascalon to counter them. Irina buy time as well. Everyone grab a sword and fight, Issei said as he saw Kaneko using Nico power to keep them back, and it had grown to a two-tail state due to the mate mark. Eat this fight with pride by the hands of your name. Kai gave a large number of the goons enough of an impact with his fist to destroy them. Kai, what the hell are you doing? That power is light, you're still a devil, you need a sword, Issei yelled as he summoned the gear, taking care of the girls and creatures at once with the dragon shot. Swords are for the weak, use the power of your own hands. Kai kept hearing the voice, but it put him on the right path as his hands glowed red and silver with his devil power awakening. Fuck that sword, I fight with hands and my pride, no damn light can stop me, Kai let out as he charged at the rest of the creatures, and he then was blocked with Word of Devil and Holy Power launching him back. Well, you are strong, boy. I was wanting to fight a sword wielder, but you will do. My name is Siegfried, wielder of many swords, and twice critical. Siegfried spoke, introducing himself. Do I look like I care? Now out of my way, the spear is mine because the use of a tool for power is nothing, Kai said, rushing at Siegfried, and the two were clashing sword to fist as Kai kept pushing, making Siegfried use 4 swords. As Kai saw one of them, he jumped back. How do you have that sword? Kai said, pointing to the sword of power, aura, and destruction gram. This it's none of your business, boy. Why? Siegfried asked as a cyclone of fire and destruction wrapped around Kai as it matched the blade, and the ring glowed as a key was of his future of rising like his rage. This it's none of your business, boy. Why? Siegfried asked as a cyclone of fire and destruction wrapped around Kai as it matched the blade, and the ring glowed as a key was of his future of rising like his rage. Everyone say this, and was about to intervene, but Issei stopped them. This is Kai's problem, we need him to do this, Issei said, hoping Kai will be okay. Why, fool, how dare you say you are strong when my sword, you foolish human, Kai roared as his eyes changed to gold and red and his voice got more serious. First you fight my son and next use my sword. I swear no wonder the factions call humans weak. It's because you don't think. A strong voice spoke from Kai as Graham was shacking. Master, is that you? The sword of destruction spoke, scaring everyone. Yes, Graham, it is. I gave Kai the key. If he opens the box and wakes up, then he will surpass me and you will protect him. After all, you are the sword of Abaddon. The voice from Kai spoke, scarring Azazel and Issei in the mindscape. Where the hell am I? Kai spoke in a crimson and silver space with a sing pedestal in front of him. Okay, totally not freaky whatever, but it's a good thing I feel drawn to it, Kai said, walking to THS pedestal as he saw things. A picture of Kai when he was a baby, a picture of Timat, an old jacket with gold AMD silver on the shoulders and a contract circle for a sword called Gram. And last a pendant that has his family crest that his circles have on them, which shocked him. It meant these were Abaddon treasures. What the hell is this, Kai said, shocked, picking the pendant up, and he saw a note. Dear Kai, my son, I am proud of you and always have been. These gifts are my treasures that are yours now. The pendant is a key. Put your ring hand on it, and it will completely remove my half of the Twin Kings seal on you. In exchange, I will be in your mindscape similar to Dryag and Albion. Just know I will always care for you. Kai Abaddon, husband to Timat, and father to Kai Crimson Abaddon. With that, Kai cried, knowing his dad was always with him, and he was the voice and memories. Sniff, sniff, Dad, I can't thank you sniff enough. Because of you I will show them Abaddon power. Outside the mindscape, an explosion of red fire like aura wraps round where Kai was standing and forms a pillar out of its power as it then calms down, and wraps around Kai's being as he then cut through it with the blade Gram. Picture this as Kai with the hair red and the jacket black while holding Gram. Hello Siegfried, I thought I say how about we have our fight after all now that I have my family blade from the Great War back, Kai said with a smile he never had before. One for battle. Before I was against it, but now why not, Siegfried said as him and Kai rushed at each other, blades clashing as Kai used Gram to counter every last one of Siegfried's attacks as they backed up. I must say I am more impressed about you, Kai. Was it then the dragon? You act like you have used that sword your whole life, Siegfried said with a smile. Then Kai smirked back and replied, I guess it runs in my family, Kai said as they sensed something. You're not alone, are you, Kai said as he then looked towards Kaneko. He saw her with Asia protecting Kuno as glimpses of shadows appeared and faded. Kaneko, behind you, issei, get COA and Kiba Zenobia handle Siegfried, Kai said as he rushed for the shadow but then knew he needed a fire shot to make it. Your mind devil, the shadow user spoke, shocking Kaneko. She never sensed him. All of you get down now, Kai yelled as he stuck his left arm out, but instead of fire it was power of light AMD. It pierced the shadow's arm, launching him back while everyone who saw that, even COA was shocked. Kai, how did you do that? Issei asked, hesitant as he knew he wasn't an angel. Partner, the boy somehow has changed. I think that is power from Lord Abaddon, his family gift of the Devil's Dryad said aloud, shocking all supernatural. Guess I can hide it, right, Dad? Kai said as his new pendant glowed red. Yes indeed, son, haha, but I'm surprised you can use Gram from my memories, Lord Abaddon spoke. How dare you? Who are you, boy? The shadow gear user spoke as he faded in and out from the light blast. I guess I will tell you now, since we'll die for trying to touch my mate. I am Kai Crimson Abaddon's son Timat, and the true devil that rivaled Sirzechs himself, and who was feared for special potential and incredible power. So let me tell, I am the devil and dragon that has a 0% of both DNA because of my roots, so not some boy. And now you die, Kai said, as he rushed and him going for his heart, but instead he was blocked by COA. Well, not that's interesting, can't say I have heard of them, but you being this strong for hybrid kid, you should be killed like the red dragon. But until let's now, COA said as they all teleported and the smoke faded. Wait, Siegfried, if ever want to fight again, I have offer you can't ever refuse. By the pride of warriors and night, please hear me out on day, Kai yelled as Siegfried faded and smirked at the kid. Then the smoke faded as everyone turned of the Gerstalswords and went back in the open. This is gonna be trouble, Azazel, Issei said, turning to the crow. I know I have a plan, and Kai Kaneko, we need your help. Later that night, in one room of Kyoto, we see Team Citri and Team Gremory along with Kai, Kuno, and Issei. Okay, everyone listen up, we are going to strike and get Lady Yakesan back. Sajigo with Team Issei to help with if they need your dragonling form, Azazel said as he then turned to a grim look. Also here only 2 Phoniax tears, that's all we could get, please be safe. We will Crow, they all said as they went outside where Kuno waited with a sad look. Hey, what's wrong, Kuno? Kai asked. I don't want you guys hurt, she said as Kai pats her head. It's okay, we will protect you and make it out of this hell, Kai said as then the dimension lost appears again, splitting everyone up. POV Kyoto subway. We see Kai, Kuno, and Issei appear there in shock and on guard. Great, we got lost, but why do I sense someone? Kai asked as he then got punched away by the shadow figure. That was for my arm, boy. Now you dragon, I would fight, but you are not worth it anymore, the man yelled as he grabbed Kuno by the throat and made a shadow claw and held it by Kuno, pissing of Issei as he summoned his gear. Nope, 1 balance break, 1 boost, 1 finger, and she dies, he said with a smile. Issei then went from a pissed look to laughing. Ha, you got it, I won't do a thing but look down at your chest, Issei said as the shadow looked down and felt a sharp pain as he lost his shadow power. Damn, I was right, 1 fake hit on me and your ego goes crazy. As the former shadow looked, he saw Kai with a violet dragon arm, and it turned to a shadow one as he crushed his heart. How are you? Before you die, let's explain. Flashback hours ago. Hey Kai, what did you want to talk about? I am trying to think about how to kill Coa, Issei said confused. Look, I have a plan, the shadow gear. I will fake a hit and please fake pissed, Kai said pleading. Why? Issei spoke shocked. Because I can use my Abaddon power by killing him and take his gear or power to help us make it to Coa, and Kaneko will be in my jacket. No offense, it will faster than us waiting for the others, Kai said, stunning Issei at his plan. Deal, kid, but don't die me please, Issei said as Kai looked up with a smile. Deal, they said with a fiat bump. Flash back over. Why you, the man says as he finally dies and Kuno runs towards Kai. Kai, you're okay, she yells as he caught her, and as she stumbled due to her knee. As Kai and Issei looked, the man cut her knee. Hold up Kuno here, Kai said as he healed her with his fire using a good amount of his magic. Thanks, she said stunned. I will protect you. Okay, come get on my back, I got you, Kai said, charming the little fox as Kaneko then bit him from the jacket. Oh hey, sorry, I will pet you later my love, Kai said, making Kaneko happy as Issei laughed. Okay, let's go, I will use my rift, Issei said as he then teleported the of them where he felt the spear. Here we see a shrine where Coa and his team are keeping Yakasen outside as they see a crimson rift. Hey George, you didn't make the portal yet, right? Coa asked, confused by what he is seeing. No, I didn't. That is not the gap, George said, now scared at who could it be, until they heard one powerful thing. Boost, 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 boost. Dragon Inferno shot. The voice of Dryag rang out as an explosion of fire condensed into a beam shot through, making a smoke screen. Who the hell is it now? Coa said, annoyed by the blast. As the smoke cleared, we see Issei and Kaneko with Kuno behind them. Well, now I'm surprised I'm fighting you, Red Dragon, at least so soon, Coa said, amused by how fast Issei got to him. Well, to be frank, I wanted to smash your face in from the start, so how about it, Issei said, getting in a stance. As much as I would want to right now, I need some time, so here, Coa says, motioning towards Yakasen as she walks out with blank eyes. Mother, Kuno yelled, but to everyone's shock she didn't answer. Right now she is about to help us, so if I were you, run little girl, Coa said as Yakasen then was about to turn into a nine-tailed fox, but then Shadow Daga Sapakachin, a voice yelled as Yakasen was stopped by a red and silver chain that turned black and merged with her shadow. Nice try, but this moon out and her shadow and power makes what I need to keep her in place, Kai said, coming out of the ground behind Coa. How the hell, Coa said before Kai launched him back with a powerful kick. Well, your shadow friend was easy to kill, so after that I took his power, but I didn't think my Shao Dagger Spark Chain technique would work, but I noticed you had the moon out, which was stupid not to fight in a place with no light, Kai said as Coa got pissed and suddenly figures arrived. Relax, Coa, you fight the red dragon, we will fight the rest, Siegfried said as the two others then spoke. Damn Conla, you got why whatever, my name is Heracles, pleasure to fight you, Heracles spoke. Hello, my name is Jean, sorry, but you won't win against me, Jean said. Kai then smirked. Hey Kaneko, you handle Heracles, I got the two swordsmen, after all we need to finish our fight, Siegfried, Kai said, making Siegfried laugh. Haha, I guess we do, he said as the two walked towards him and the two powerhouse rooks of the teams leave to fight nearby. I say rook because he is strong AF. Okay, ready when you both are, Kai said, letting out his power, shocking the two. Well, if want to play that way, then here, eat this, Jean said as she launched a wave of swords at Kai. He felt like he didn't need to dodge, but his instincts rang a red alert as he dodged with the swords just grazing his cheek, and it hurt him. Like it, those are holy swords, my gear is blade blacksmith, this fight won't be easy, Jean said with a smile. Kai was thinking about how to fight the two with that gear. Damn it, I am losing energy keeping that chain seal on Yakasen, so I have to play it safe or go all out and lose my power, but Siegfried, I can just cut his gear arms, and it will take him out, Kai thought as he was ready for his battle. Eat this, Infro roar, Kai yelled as Siegfried let out his gear with swords ready to block Kai, but then Kai turned around and showed his wings and fired the blast while rushing at Siegfried, breaking through the gear and turning to Jean and breaking her sword with his hand, and as did that he then fell on one knee afterward as the fire and aura calmed. Damn, Sai, that was my new move. I think Dragon's Charge should work for a name, as Kai then got up slowly as he felt giant while he threw his jacket off. Son, you have 60% power left, I suggest using Gram, Lord Abaddon said. Not yet, need Sai to think, Kai said tired as he then saw a twin beam of light, one was holy and one was dragon. POV Issei. We see Issei and Coa at a standoff waiting for the other to strike until the sound of the fight began. Boost from Dryag rang as Issei charged at Coa, rushing with a right hook and Coa countering with him, launching Issei back with the spear. Then Issei rushed forward with Dryag continuing to boost till he reached 0 and rushed at Coa. Coa tried to stab Issei, but he jumped above him, fired a dragon shot, and then began rushing at him with a barrage of punches at Coa's stomach, launching him back. Then Coa rushed at Issei, striking him with the spear on the left leg as Issei was breathing from the attacks he launched at Coa, and then he was cut by a beam of energy from the spear with just one swing, making Issei bleed and have his clothes damaged. I'm impressed. I thought you would have died without balance breaker, seeing that you are a devil and all, Coa said as he then lost his arm. Haha, when you pierced my leg I cut off your arm with my own sword I put in the gear, Issei said as he grabbed the Phoenix Tear vial and used it along with Coa grabbing his own and doing the same as Issei. Damn, you're one tough devil, haha, Coa said with a smile. I am not a devil, I'm afraid you are a few months too late for killing a devil Welsh dragon, Issei said, shocking Coa as he then revealed his aura showing it was that of a dragon. Well, I would say I'm shocked, but am not, Coa said, shocking Issei as he then felt pain binding him to the ground. You see, we are hunting Great Red and our magic found him in you, so we placed a ceiling trap locking you here with no power, Coa said, laughing at the trap he placed. POV back with Kai. We see Kai with his clothes broken and him only in his blue shirt with blood as Jean was tired, and so was Siegfried from the using their full power. Kai, I must say you are strong, Sai, so what was the offer you wanted to talk about? Siegfried asked, now on the ground tired. Well, first I can't use the sword now because I wanted to test my own power, sorry to say so this fight isn't as fun, and second I was wanting to know if you would be my knight, Kai said, shocking the two as Jean then tried using her balance breaker against him, but Kai continued. I won't make you a devil, I will make you a dragon or keep you human, that is all I will say, Kai said as he then was hit from behind by a large meteor. Sorry, am late, I lost my opponent wherever she ran off to, Heracles said as Kai then got pissed. Kai, you only have 0% power left, I'm going to lend you some so you can fight. No dad, don't, I can take this fool on, Kai said as his power exploded as he turned towards Heracles. You fought my mate, and talk like it's nothing, then eat this, Kai said in a dark tone as he took off the giant's arm and closed his eyes to only open them again and appear in his Hakai Kane Oro form, but his eyes were both gold with the pupils were his normal eyes, one dragon blue and one devil red. Son, you only have minutes in that form if you only use your fist, Lord Abaddon said, afraid that his son will start using his life force. I know now it's time for you all to go to hell, Kai roared as he punched Heracles with many rapid strikes and then kicks him towards the mountain and blasts a twin fire and destruction blast at Jean, who used her gear to block it, but then she fell when the group completely out of power. Kai, minute left, I recommend turning the form off. Kai was about to turn it off and look for Kaneko, but then he saw Coa about to stab Issei, so he used the last 0% of his power and put it in his legs and rushed towards them. This is the end, Red Dragon Emperor, Coa yelled as he thrust the spear, but he didn't hit Issei. And as we look towards Yakusen, we see Kaneko helping Kuno make it towards her in secret, but then when she looks at the fight she is shocked by what she saw as she bolts towards Issei. And back with Issei we see Kai grabbing the spear, but at the cost of him getting stabbed in the heart, shocking Issei and making him start to cry. Kai, why? Issei asked, starting to cry as Kai smiled. He haha, guess I couldn't keep my promise, Kaneko is gonna kill me, haha, block. Kai them coughed up blood, please protect her and kick his ass, sensei. No, Issei hayadu, Kai said as Coa pulled out the spear and he took his last breath, falling on his back. Kai, wake up kiddo, come on, Issei said, trying to wake him up as Kaneko then arrived and starting to cry at the scene of her love dead in front of her. I missed once at least, the fool is ugh. Before he could finish, Coa was hit in the gut and launched away as we see Kaneko punched him at full force with rage as her tears ran down her face. That was for Kai, you bastard, she said, letting out full rage, turning back to Kai's body. But then his body fades in purple and silver light, making them both become shocked and empty for a few seconds, and seeing Kai's body disappear. Haha, at least he is dead, and you can't do shit, Coa said, getting up, but then he became fearful, seeing something from a true nightmare. Issei broke free from the magic binds and he along with Kaneko let out a large amount of power, shattering the ground below them as Issei was wrapped in true red aura of Dryag's full power, and Kaneko reaching Nico level and her body was wrapped in aura of Nico and the little dragon Kai gave her. Welsh Dragon Balance Breaker Promotion Drake roared dead as the two now have power beyond a Devil King. Somewhere in a white and black void we see Kai's body start to appear as someone runs towards him. Please hang on, you can't die yet, a little girl with black hair and a lowly outfit said as she let out dragon power. By the name of my title as the Dragon God of the Infinite, Iophis will keep you alive because you will be needed against the beast, the God of the Infinite spoke as she tries healing Kai, and she then finds he lost half his heart and a lot of blood. Here, please take this by the power of the Infinite and eternity, I give you my heart, Ophis said as she gave Kai half her heart, but he was still near death. Ophis, who was about to panic, knew only one person to ask for help. We see the beam light from before that dragon and Nico power rising, finally calm but in the way that reveals two pissed off warriors. Plus, POV change Raynare. We see Raynare and the others walking through Kyoto trying to find everyone. Hey Raynare, are you sure Issei isn't still at the subway? Saji asked, to the annoyance of Raynare. Yes, Saji, he isn't the person to stay put, right? Asia the Fallen asked, with the sister just nodding as she was worried. But then they all turned towards the sky and saw the beams of aura, and they knew where it was coming from as the light then calmed. Everyone fly towards that light, Raynare said as they all went top speed. Unfortunately, they weren't far at all, and when the light calmed, Raynare and the others arrived. Hold up, is that? Saji said, stunned as he and everyone else saw Issei in his balance breaker wrapped in its power but in a bulky type suit. And when they noticed Kaneko next to him, she had dragon aura around her hands from Kai while in Nico level. Coa, this your end, Issei roar with Dryag and Red speaking at the same time with HIM. And we won't make it a quick end, it will be one of true pain, Kaneko yelled with tears on her face. Hey Kaneko, I got something for you here, Issei said as he used Red's power to turn her clothes into a white, gold and black kimono with Kai's mark on it, making her cry as he then opened his claw and to show Kai's pendant. I can't take this, before she could finish, Issei gave it to her. He would want it for you, he's like my little brother. And he was my student, so let's make Coa feel twin pain Rook style, Issei said as she nodded, putting on the pendant and feeling ready for battle. Issei, where is Kai? Raynare yelled, trying to get Issei's attention, but he didn't answer. Issei, Kaneko, what's wrong? Saji asked, but again no answer. Issei, where is he? Raynare yelled as she then looked down and saw Kai's jacket as she rushed to pick it up. Issei, please tell me he isn't, as Raynare asked. That Issei only could nod as Coa started laughing and Raynare charged up a massive light spear before Issei started speaking. Raynare, this fight is mine, and Kaneko, please stay back, Issei yelled as she then calmed down and began to cry. POV dimensional space. We see Kai near death and Ophis lying him down to check his injuries, only to see his heart is damaged to her shock. Hang there, love, I have a plan, Ophis says as she then uses her power of the infinite to stay alive as she take half heart and switches it with Kai's damaged one while it heals him, but he is not alive yet, so she first puts Kai's damaged half of his heart in her so they can sense each other and be connected. Yin and yang ordeal, so to speak. If this is what it takes, then fine. Samuel, where are you? You want to be free from here, don't you? If so, then get over here already, Ophis yelled as a dragon arrived with angel-based wings. Fies, what do you wait? Who is that kid? The fallen dragon? Samuel asked, shocked seeing Kai, but also he sensed another Ophis, which shocked him. Listen, I gave him my heart, but lost too much blood. Please help me save him now, Ophis said with tears in her eyes as Samuel then smirked. First, what is a kid good for, and second, how will helping free me? He asked with a mocking tone, but in reality he was worried that Ophis actually cared for someone, which means he was important. This kid is two things, the one who will slay the beast, and the one I care for, Ophis said with a pause as Samuel was shocked that the kid would kill the Triaxa even though he thought the red dragon would kill him. And besides, you will be freed, but only as a gear to give him the blood he lost, and your power of a fallen angel, Ophis said, making Samuel breath a cold sigh. Fine, I'm ready when you, Ophis, but what gear am I anyway? Simple, you will be conductor of sorts. You will merge as a gear with some of his veins, nerves, while your main point is on his heart to keep his blood stable, but also giving him your potion power against dragons and, well, some devils due to your fallen blood, Ophis explained as she prepared a circle connect with Kai and Samuel. That care, Ophis, and talk soon, Samuel said with a smile as he merged with Kai's being. Back in Kyoto, we see Issei and Kaneko attacking wildly but also in sync with each other as Coa was slowing down, unable to dodge all the hits. Eat this bastard, Issei said, giving him a rook kick towards the wall. But as Coa got up slowly, he saw he was near Yakesan and the chain was weak, so he rushed up and broke it, waking the fox as she went into her nine-tails form. Issei tried to stop Coa in night mode, but he was too late as a nine-tailed golden fox roared at the sky. Damn it, Welsh Dragon Bishop! Before Issei could start building up his attack to knock out Yakesan, a gold and black portal opened from the sky with silver light as all were shocked as they saw a Gant dragon with angel wings descend from it with Ophis of all being on its shoulder. Before Issei could start building up his attack to knock out Yakesan, a gold and black portal opened from the sky with silver light as all were shocked as they saw a Gant dragon with angel wings descend from it with Ophis of all being on its show. Damn it, Ophis, what is this beast? Coa yelled as everyone was shocked. They thought Ophis came to help him. Because of you killing my beloved along ruining everything I wished for, I unleashed my partner here from the deepest part of hell to massacre you weak and pathetic humans, Ophis said with bitter rage, shocking everyone who thought Ophis felt nothing. Beloved, what beloved? You mean brat? He was a devil, a fool, he deserved enough. The giant dragon spoke with a dark voice as he placed Ophis by Issei and rushed towards Yakesan. The dragon knows about the fox, so don't worry, Dryag, Ophis said, watching the fight as the dragon punched the fox back and grabbed her tail and began spinning her around till he threw her down, while locking a shockwave from his wings, knocking her out with no problem whatsoever, scarring Coa as the dragon turned to him. But before he could fight, George landed in front of Coa. Coa, leave. If you die, we won't be given the honor as humans we deserve, so go now, he said, opening a portal, throwing Coa into the unknown area, as George then got crushed by the dragon's tail, making Coa be full of rage before the portal closed. After they all left, the dragon glowed, shrinking into a smaller, more Huma-like dragon state like Tannen, the dragon now. After the dragon changes, Kaneko gets pissed and rushes at Ophis, shocking every. However, the dragon puts his hand in between the two. Get out of my way, Ophis, how dare you say Kai is your love when you could have kept him alive, Kaneko says, starting to cry as she hides her face with her hair and tail. I knew you loved me, but I didn't think you cared this much, the dragon said, shocking everyone in a dragonic voice of Kai. Kai, is that you, Kaneko asked, lifting her head up only to see the dragon glow and shrink in a silver and red light to reveal Kai. Kaneko asked, lifting her head up only to see the dragon glow and shrink in a silver and red light to reveal Kai. The dragon now in his father's jacket, and with a blood gem glowing from his heart. Also, Kai grew 2 inches after being brought back, along with his mate Mark still on his chest and his gloves repaired, but letting out his full power as the seal of the Twin Kings is gone. Miss me, kitten, Kai say with a wink at Kaneko, while everyone is shocked as they run towards him. Kai, you bastard, I thought we lost. You don't ever scare me like that again, sniff sniff, Kaneko said, crying in Kai's chest as he held her. But then Issei walks up to them, breaking the hug. Hey Issei, how are chop? Before Kai could talk, he was hit in the head by Issei with a boosted punch. What the hell was that for? Kai yelled as he held his head in pain. You're lucky that wasn't in balance breaker, because you deserve it for making us think you died, Issei said, but then bringing Kai into a hug. I missed you, kiddo, Issei said, happy as everyone else cried with joy as Kuno then saw her mom and ran towards her, which Kai noticed. Mom, awake please, it's me, Kuno. The little girl tried to cry out to her mother, but then Issei and Kai walked up behind her. Kuno, we said we will help, and we will. Hey Issei, can you use you heart technique? Kai asked, making Issei get confused as he kept bilingual in his mindset so he can tell if he is lied to or know about attacks, because the only perverted thing about it is that the name is what it looks like, but it's half of its true skill. Well, I got a plan, but it's risky, trust me, okay? Kai asked as his left arm glowed silver along with the red gem above his heart. Issei, use it when me and Kuno are in hand-held distance of the sleeping Yakeisen, Kai said as him and Kuno walked towards the fox. Okay Kuno, hold my hand and let out some fox fire, Kai asked for Kuno to nod as she did so, while Kai put the flame on both his hands, one on Kuno, one on Yakeisen, as he turned to Issei, giving him the side to use it. Okay Dryag, let's do this full power bilingual. That's how I found its name, sorry if it's wrong. Issei let out as the outside went pink as S-person's heart was released. Okay, let's do this heart flame bond, Kai let out as his heart glowed and began to connect the two by their fox flame, and thanks to Issei their hearts. Mom, it's me, Kuno, please wake up. Mama, please wake Mom. Kana then began to cry as Yakeisen began to move and speak. I want to be free and see my daughter, Yakeisen said as she then glowed and went back to her human-like form. Ugh, what happened, Lady? Yakeisen asked as she grabbed her head, feeling like she has slept for a week but also got hit by a bus while drunk. Mama, you're okay, Kuo yelled as Kai let go of Kuno and she ran towards her mother. Kuo yelled as Kai let go of Kuno and she ran towards her mother. I am happy for them, I really am, KSI said as he turned and saw everyone looking at him. What is there something on my face? Kai asked as everyone facepalmed but Ophis as Kai looked on confused. Yeah, you're Kai, alright Sai, tell us already, how are you live? Raynare asked and Kaneko ran to Kai. Also, why did Ophis call you her love? Kaneko yelled and threatening to hit him, which was scaring the young hyper dragon devil. Okay, I will explain, but Sirzechs can't even know. Okay, he said, looking at Kiba and Asia, who not knowing it would be life or death. Well, let's say I lost half my heart and lost a lot of blood, so I got my half heart swapped with Ophis and she took my damaged one in her, so we are not just mates but always in sync like Drag and Issei or Drag and Albion. Oh yeah, and from me losing so much blood the dragon Drag fears fused with my heart and left arms, nerves and veins, thus the dragon form was his and the second one was mine. Kai finished saying the shocking news of how he was brought back, however only Issei knew what dragon he meant, and he was shocked. Kai fused with two beings that could kill Lucifer. Oh shit, wait, where's my pendant? I can't lose it, that's my dad's treasure, Graham to me, Kai said in a panic, summoning Graham. Hello young Kai, glad you're still in the living. Hello young Kai, glad you're still in the living. Graham spoke happy as Kai smiled but then was panicked. Graham, I lost the pendant, we need to go now, Kai said as Kaneko stopped him. Actually, it's right here, Kaneko says, giving Kai the pendant with a smile. Glad you're back, let's go home though, Kai, Kaneko said as they felt a large aura. Hiccup, you better explain, boy, the voice of a drunk Tiamat said as Kai then was in a freeful state, only saying thing. Run, he said as everyone laughed while he was being chased by Tiamat, but Raynare was thinking of one thing. I need to be stronger for my little brother and my love, those two are my world, and I will rise and strike with beauty like a rose with thorns, Raynare thought as she engulfed her hand in light and fire, both pink and black. POV the next day. Farewell everyone, Yakesan spoke as she and Kuno bid them off from the Kyoto subway. Hey Kai, I hope we can be friends one day, Kuno asked with Kai smiling. We already are friends, little lady, Kai said, making her blush as they got on the train and left. I think I love him, Kuno said, making her mothing fall face first on the group after hearing that. 6. POV the inside. Both Issei and Kai were at the door, sad as Kaneko, and Raynare went to ask what was wrong. Hey you two, what's wrong, Raynare asked as she then say them cringe. Fuck, I forgot to ask Yakesan about Chi along with her pillows. Fuck, I forgot to give Siegfried and Kuno my numbers, so now I can have a team, damn it. The two dragons said, pissing of their loves as they threw them to the ground. Learn your place, the two said as thr dragons fell. Yes, my lady. Then the two got up and looked at each other with Issei speaking. Kai, let's get strong together as we reach our goal beyond the past and the future, Issei said, making Kai smile. I wouldn't have any other way from my sensei and rival, Issei, and Kai smirked with a fist bump, making the deal as the host of Dryag along with Great Red and Dryag himself behind Issei, while Kai had Graham, Ophis and Samuel along with his father as the spirits were behind him. They smiled in true fire of rivals and master and student along with brothers. Sirzechs, sir, everyone, even Rias and Issei bows, but Kai as the entire Gremory house is shocked except Issei, of course. Issei, get up, and boy, who are you? So my family knows you. I am Kai Crimson Abaddon, and I bow to no god, dragon, or king. Whisper of the snake. Plus, nothing. Servi. Rise among your goals. We see that what we hear, it's Ophis, Lord Kai Abaddon, and Samuel in the mindscape checking on Kai's health. He seems okay, Samuel, thank you, Ophis said as the fallen dragon just flinched at her thanks. Well, you know it's just a favor, nothing more, Samuel said, but as the two were talking, a large red and silver aura with black in it flared around the mindscape. Enough, you damn dragons, you will not use my son as a pawn in your games. He will reach his goal as the twin king of Abaddon, you hear me, Ophis? Samuel, Lord Abaddon spoke with rage as he entered his Hakai Oro form, while the dragons didn't move. We don't want to harm Kai, we want the same as you for him to reach his goals, Ophis spoke, calming the father who feared nothing. POV back in class. Damn it, will so 3 shut up for once? Ever since Kyoto I've heard nothing but yelling. Sigh, how did mom handle you, dad? Kai mumbles as he waits for the bell to give him his sweet silence as some of Ophis rubbed off on him. Ring ring ring. As the bell rang for Kai's sweet piece to leave and meet Kaneko and Issei, he heard 3 annoying things. What the hell was that noise? It is damn awful, the 3 in his mind yelled as they were alarmed. It's called a bell. Ever hear of it? I mean, dad, you were in the underworld school with Sirzechs. How you don't know what a bell is? Kai thought in his mind with a talked back to his dad. That's because, damn it, that was over 0 years ago. Most of my memories of that time is Grammy family, friends and rivals along with the great war. Lord Abaddon rambled on the amusement of his son. Kai then stands up and leaves the class with his eyes closed and a calm smile as he gets stopped by a scary presence that he knows as one person as he then opens his eyes to see Raynare. Our Raynare Onekan, haha, what are you doing in my classroom? Kai said, scared, looking at his big sister figure, as she then ruffled his hair to his annoyance. We need to go, it's a meeting in the Orc with the Gremory family, and Azazel, Raynare said as Kai got pissed. So that's why I don't see Kaneko anywhere, but I still sense her, you know. I hate Rias and don't care for her peerage, Kai said as Raynare covered his mouth. Not her, the whole family, even Sirzechs and Greyfear. Remember last time we saw them, Raynare said as Kai thought back to his first meeting with everyone, and it was weird. Ugh, why do we have to do this? Kai said in an annoyed tone as his day is not the best now. What I thought you of all people would want to see Sirzechs, Raynare said confused. He is just a king making people bow to him. I mean, seriously, what's so kingly about that? Kai said as his pride showed, making his dad smirk in his mind. People bow in fear of him, Raynare spoke. Who would be afraid of someone with red hair? Kai said as he and Raynare were almost at the building as his head was being ruffled by Raynare. Look who's talking, Raynare said as they both started to laugh as they saw Issei waiting for them. Yo Issei, what's up? Kai said as the two walked up to him. Hey guys, not much, just waiting for you all. Since I am not being with that group alone after all, I might kill them, haha, if it wasn't for Zechs coming, Issei said, thinking back to how he loved this place, but now he wants the Gremory building gone, which Kai saw in his eyes. Hey Issei, do you mind if I ask something? Kai said, which caught Issei off guard. Okay, sure, what is it? Issei asked before he opened the orc door. Summon Dryag, I want to test my power of Ophis along with my own dragon, Kai said, making Issei hesitate, but he summons the gear, and Kai places his hand on it, and enters a place of fire. Incredible, young Kai, your own power merged with Ophis can make connections with dragons and mindscapes. Dryag spoke in shock, put pride. Well, Ophis said I could sense dragons, so I chose to use my power and Ophis to make a mental connection between Issei and me, Kai said, leaving the mindscape and moving his hand. What the hell, I felt you in my head. Okay, never do that again, Issei said, shocked and freaked out by the feeling of someone besides Drake or Red in his head. Sorry, I just made a mental link between us so I can talk to you mentally instead of just sensing you, Kai said, earning a smile from Raynare. Okay, let's go, you two, she said as the three entered the old school building and they saw Rias and the others on edge waiting for Sirzechs. I see you all are on edge, Issei said, getting everyone's attention. Hello, Issei-san, thanks for coming back, Asia said with joy, seeing her brother Fergur. Of course, Asia, I am here for Sirzechs, and glares at Rias. Almost all of you, Issei says to the rage of Rias, as she feels the cuts on her face, and sees Raynare with her. Issei. By the way, where is Irina? I can't sense her, Kai says, entering the building to come face to face with Rias. She isn't here due to matters in heaven, but the read of us are here, Akino said with a smile, seeing Issei and Kai on how they are now after Kyoto. By the way, Issei, where's Gasper? We need to train today, Kai said to Rias' annoyance. I am sealing him again, she said to everyone's rage. What did you say, Grimoire? I asked with a dragonic voice as she is stuck in fear. I am sealing him again, he was with you too much, and not obeying, thus he could be a stray, Rias said before Issei roared, letting out his gears and his dragon fury blade with the power of all the factions and mostly dragon. Rias said before Issei roared, letting out his gears and his dragon fury blade with the power of all the factions and mostly dragon. Issei, come on, you wouldn't hurt your love, Rias tried to say as Issei started to walk closer. In a panic she looked at everyone. Kiba, Akino, help me please, Rias said as they did nothing but Kai spoke. Where is she? Rias was all everyone heard as his power spiked. Where is who? She asked, trying to play incarnate as long as she could, but Kai wouldn't have it anymore. Where is Kaneko and Kuroka? Damn it, they were at the Hayate house and now I sense them here, but it's weak, so tell me why did you? Red-headed miserable excuse of THS Devil King's sister and an heir to Grimoire, Kai roared as he put a large barrier around him and his gloves started to glow along with his red hair and twin aura, making Issei stop moving toward Rias. If you hurt them, you will pay a yai, Kai let out as HD began to morph in magic energy, something Issei knew of and was amazed. We see silver light grow large and larger as we hear the cries of a dragon for his mate and his promise, as violet blue aura forms around where Kai once stood, making a larger form, and emerald fire of that who he will rival, and the sorrow he overcame sparks with red and blue to make something incredible. As a large flash of power rang out, and everyone opened their eyes from the flash, we see a huge hole in the roof as they see one thing that terrified them. Expect Issei, it was Kaneko and Kuroka on the roof with a large dragon next to them. It was Kaneko and Kuroka on the roof with a large dragon next to them. What is there? Everyone but Issei said as the dragon roared before Issei yelled. Kai, enough, turn human now, I understand why you did this, but come on, Issei yelled, shocking everyone as Arichi dragon. Kai went to grab Rias, but Issei blocked it with his sword, shocking Kai, making him go human, with Kuroka and Gasper who was on his tail to fall on the ground as Kaneko held him. What the Issei, she deserves death. You before Kai could finish, Issei let out his full power of without the gears, making everyone shiver. Kai, enough, if you wish to be a king ACT like it, using pure rage towards those who do something you hate is nothing but being a child. Think about, Issei yelled as Kai then looked down, composing himself as Issei then looked towards Rias. Don't thank me, Rias, I was doing my job as a sensei and a warrior, Issei said, making Rias jump when he said her name without malice, while Issei thought in his head, damn, this isn't normal. Dryag, when all these changes happen, I need to know when exactly can you do that? Issei asked the dragon of domination to help put an end to this rage by looking through his mind. I will try, partner, give me some time. Okay, Drake said as they both then went to work. So everyone, I am sorry for Kai's rash actions, please forgive him, Issei said, making Kai bow with him and Raynare as a portal of crimson glowed while they got back up. My, it's been a while, Issei spoke, the voice of Velarona Grimoire with a smile. Indeed, my boy, it has been long, Zeoticus Grimoire spoke as we saw the whole Grimoire family. Hello, Lord and Lady Grimoire and Sirzechs and Lady Grafia, it's a pleasure, they all said as they bowed, but Kai stood tall, only looking at Sirzechs, which the Devil King noticed. Issei, you don't have to be formal with us, and may we ask who you are? Sirzechs asked, motioning to Kai as everyone got up. Sorry, Zex, manners are built into me now, haha, and this is before his could finish. Kai stepped towards Sirzechs with a smirk. I am a warrior Lucifer, and I bow to no one because of the pride in my soul and hope for tomorrow. I will only bow to someone who beats me in battle. As for my name, I am Ki Crimson Abaddon, son of Lord Abaddon, who was killed by the old Satans, and as well as being Tiamat's son of Chaos. Kai let out only a few steps from Sirzechs as they both glared at each other when Sirzechs let out his power, and so did Kai. Neither of them flinched. Sirzechs, then calming himself, began to cry. So you really are his son? I thought he was gone forever, but it looks like Kai is right in front of me. Sirzechs spoke, bringing Kai in a hug, terrifying the boy. Issei, is this normal? Kai said, turning to his sensei, trying to break from the king's hug as everyone, even Rias and Issei, were shocked. Kai, I don't know, Issei said as Kai was then let down by the king and given a paper. Okay, what is this? Kai asked, opening the folded paper to show. It says, invited to Young Devil's pre-game gathering, to the shock of everyone. Yes, Kai, because of your return we are showing the world, Sirzechs said as his wife hits him. Congratulations, owner of the Abaddon house, Graphius said with a smirk. Okay Zex, when is this? Rias asked as the Devil King jumps, not thinking. Oh right, it's now, so we better see Ajuka come one everyone, Sirzechs said as he teleports everyone to the underworld. POV change underworld. As a red circle teleports everyone to the underworld, they see a fancy room full of high-ranking devils everywhere as Issei and the others appear out of the circle. And welcome to the Young Devils gathering. Last time we had one of these when we made peace with Odin, Issei, Sirzechs says, turning to the Dragon Emperor. Yeah, what is it? He asked. Put your sword away, you're putting people on guard, Sirzechs says as Issei panics, to the amusement to everyone. But a sudden blue and purple blur appears, making everyone shocked by who arrived. Hello Issei, it's been a while, spoke a tall dragon with violet-like skin and curved horns. Hey Tannen, it's been a while, how have you been? What if that one blur was you then? Issei says as he turns around to see Tiamat hugging her son. Congrats Kai, I'm so proud you are finally getting acknowledged, Tiamat said as Kai was about to faint. Tiamat, I think you're killing him, Raynare spoke as she broke the hug to Shikai's spirit. Not again, Kaneko yelled as she grabbed the spirit and threw it back in Hu's body. Thanks Kaneko, Kai says, making everyone laugh as he then starts to look around and see High's class devils everywhere. Are these people worth my time though? I mean, they seem full of ego, Kai says with a smirk as they hear footsteps come near them. But stop, as someone says, by the dead god's name, you have to be him, spoke a man with green hair and eyes with an emerald and gold fancy suit with a cloak says as a man with a long beard and blue and white clothes walks behind him. Who else did you expect? Kai says with a smirk and pride as Issei then slaps him on the head, reminding him of his manners. Hey Ajuka, don't be a meanie, wait for me, spoke Seraphal in her magic girl outfit, scaring Kai. Hey Issei, what's with the cosplay girl? Is that Ajuka's girlfriend, or something? Kai asked, scaring Issei. That's Seraphal, Issei said, making Kai only be in shock at the Devil King's behavior, so he turned to Issei to ask again, and he only nodded as the truth was told. So Kai, you may not know me, but I was a friend of your father's, and we have been waiting to know if he even had an heir, Ajuka said, making Kai form a fist. So how were you and him friends? Kai asked. Me, him, and Sirzechs were all good friends in school, and as kings I thought of him as my brother, honestly, Ajuka says, then whispering to Kai he was supposed to be the next Lucifer, but he said no to that, which made Kai's eyes widen as Sirzechs asked Kai to follow him. Hour later, as all the devils were laughing and talking, Sirzechs then appears. Hello all my fellow men, women, and children of all alliances, we are here today for one reason. Long ago the House of Destruction lost its RD family, but its heir has came into the light now. May I reveal Ki Crimson Abaddon, Sirzechs says as Kai steps out in his dad's famous jacket. As soon as everyone heard the name of the house they went in shock. Most even thought Kai wasn't in that house, as Lord Abaddon never had a devil wife. I am Ki Crimson Abaddon, son of Kai Abaddon Sr., and the Dragon King Tiamat. I have been lost in my own ways of life since birth, but when it came to my house I did not care for it until I knew who I would be after all. As his only son I will bring his house back from the end of it all, Kai said, earning praise. But then, you liar, a noble said, making all turn to him. You can't be his son, you are just a boy who is greedy and a fool, the noble said, not willing to accept this news. I am no such this, and to lie about a family is yo lie about life, is it not? Kai said, suddenly teleporting next to the noble. After all, we Abaddons fight for pride, not destroy it. We see Kai right by the noble, and Issei, Sirzechs and other high-ranking warriors saw him move, while others thought he teleported, as most know the speed as a fraction of his power. Plus, how did you? The noble asked before Kai put his hand on his shoulder. Well, you see, never mock my family, Kai said as he then backed up, getting everyone's attention as he then flared his power. Graham, come to me, sword of the Twin King, Kai spoke as he entered his Hawkeye Kane Oro form that was a Mark II, if you will do to the starts in his eyes, and them still residential and blue, while he had angel and the marks of the infinite on his arms as a scale coat of power, silver, gold, and black wrapped around him, making all be in shock, even Issei due to him seeing the form for the first time. "WW, what is this?" the noble spoke as he began to piss in fear while Graham suddenly appeared in Kai's hand wrapped in his own version of destruction and choice, but everyone saw it as pods, so they thought he was a Gremry, which Kai could tell by all the whispers. Let me say this, and this once displayed made all fear it, but only because of its user and maker, my father Lord Kai Abaddon from the Great War. However, he was the most feared king in hell for one reason, and it wasn't the sword, Kai said as he then rose his power to the point of his Samuel hybrid form became a shadow behind him. "How do you? He can't be," the noble spoke. One even knew it shouldn't be possible, but then he saw the dragon, and Kai stood tall as they were afraid. "First you people think I'm a Gremry, and now you finally see who my friend is. Damn well not surprised you are fools," Kai spoke as the noble then tried to build up a blast of fire at Kai, but as soon as he fired his attack, Kai was no even moving and took it. Bang! An explosion of fire erupted while the noble just smiled. "See, he was faking," noble said. "Until who was faking? Because it's rude to stop Sumio mocking you," Kai said from behind the noble without the jacket, and all he had was black wing-type marks on his right arm and a silver aura around his left. "How I couldn't see you," Sirzechs said, shocking everyone. "Simple, I used my new power. I call it Angel Crest, promotion and evolution of my original Hakai Kane Oro form, but in a condescend bishop and knight version. Also wears his arm," Kai said to the Devil King SS. The noble noticed he lost his arm, and all he could do was scream. "Oh, calm down, it could be worse," Kai said as Sirzechs and Michael then saw his arms, and they saw the mark of Samuel, shocking the both. "Well, farewell, you fool," Kai said, taking a slash with Graham, and it was all he needed to cut the noble's head off, shocking every devil. "So Sirzechs, you wanted to talk," Kai said as whispers began to be heard all around. "He is strong." A few nobles spoke, while others were saying that he should be in a forced marriage like Rias was for Riser, which Kai hears. "There is no way I'm in an arranged marriage. I already have a mate, and all I want is to fight, and love strong mates," Kai says, making Kaneko blush, which Kuroka saw and smirked as she yells to Kai, "Hey dragon boy, who's gonna be your queen?" Kuroka says in a flirting tone as most of the devils get pissed, telling her to backle off and die, "you stray cat." Those words making Kai get pissed. "That is enough. First, if someone wants me, I said I only like strong mates, so they must fight for me, but I wouldn't even care for people like you who insult my rook, and my queen will be my mate. And if any of you try anything, them die, because I am nothing like you high-class ASS hats," Kai yells, shocking everyone as he then walks up to the stage, with Issei smirking. "Everyone sit back, this will be good," Issei says as he follows Kai up on stage, both with mics confusing everyone. "Okay everyone, now let's give a roar to the twin dragons of Calamity, Ki Crimson Abaddon and Issei Burn Haidu. Burn is his dragon middle name." Azazel yells in joy, knowing what's about to happen, as a blue and red flame with silver appears on his left, and it's Kai with a crimson and silver guitar, and on his right is a Rita Meryldan black fire, revealing Issei with his own guitar that matches his aura. "Okay everyone, let me go first. After all, I came back from hell and the human world to be here, and I have to say I don't mind, so this song is how part of me feels," Issei says as he starts to sing Devil Doesn't Bargain by Alec Benjamin. He is still a little hurt, but also happy from his year as a devil, so he will sing about half his devil life, which most people in the Gremry family noticed by his smile, and others cry as he was in pain but also happy to be with them. Sniff sniff, Issei hi to everyone with his incredible singing. "Give him a hand," Azazel yells, wiping away his tears, and everyone clapping as Kai then walks forward. "This song is for my love, my mate, and my future queen Kaneko. You helped me get up, so this is for you," Kai says, making Kaneko go red as Issei walks down to her and pats her head. Kai sings Rewrite the Stars by Zac Efron and Zendaya while Kaneko takes a mic from Issei and walks up singing with Kai. "It's up to you and it's up to me. No one can say what we get to be. Why don't we rewrite the stars? Maybe the world could be ours tonight," Kai sings as Kaneko starts to sing while walking towards him. "You think it's easy, you think I don't want to run to you," Kaneko sings with her cat ears out and all shocked by her voice. While the two keep singing, Issei turns to see Rias shaking, and as soon as he looks at her hand it turns blue with a Norse mark, making Issei clench his fist as he whispers, "Damn that god, he ruined her soul for a petty dream of Ragnarok." Tch, Issei saws only for Tiamat and Kuroka to hear him, while Raynare is talking with Asia and the others slong with dancing, except for Raynare because she doesn't know how to until Irina helps her, making the two angel sisters of light and dark have fun. While Rias suddenly began to cry and she checked her cheek and saw it was a tear, but why, until she heard a voice. "Fight him now, you bitch of a devil, I gave you power, I can take it then," voice says as Rias' eyes suddenly go from blue to blank. "We are bound to break and my hands are tied," Kaneko sings as they too finish the song, earning a cheer from all until devil from the same family, as the noble says. Wait, she's your queen, please, my daughters are far better than her in any way than a filthy CA. Before he could speak, Kuroka was near Hick along with Graham as Kai yelled, thanks Kuroka, and you too Graham, and as for you nobles, say one more thing and your daughters will be orphans. Kai yells as his dad says in his head, wasn't that a little too far, he asked. No way, he deserved it, Kai responds until his dad face palms, no too far using Graham, use your power to make him piss his pants like a child, swords don't make Peel do that, Lord Abaddon says, making him and Kai laugh as Kai then grabs Graham and walks towards his mate and family. So how are you guys? Kai asked as everyone looks at him and Issei confused. What they both say as all but Timat yell, since when could you sing like that? They yell as Timat laughs saying you are just like your mother, making them all turn towards her. Then Drake appears on Issei's hand. Indeed Timat, he is just like you, Drake says with a laugh. Wait, Drake, Timat can sing like that? Issei asked with everyone looking at the hand. Of course, her voice is her ND best treasure, Drake says, making Timat blush. Damn it, you had your chance, Drig, Timat yells with a blush as Kai tries not to puke as Drake and his mom are close. Drake, I can kill you, I hope you know that, KSI says, twitching as Drake made his mom blush until her then turns to them both. If you count Issei. What is wrong with you two? I mean, quite acting like horny kids, Kai yells, making Drake laugh. Well, to be fair, Kai, we were both strong and couldn't kill each other long ago, but we did mate, and he was good if he didn't only focus on his strength and instead give me a treasure like your dad did, Timat says, turning to Kai because he was the treasure. Gross, mom, so gross, Kai says, then turning to Issei and Drake, and if this is true, lizard, I will kill you, so sleep with both eyes open, Kai says, making Issei back away as the two laugh nervously until Rias walks up to Kai. Kai, she says, cold as ice, which was weird for her. What, Rias, he asked as she then summoned Pod and aimed it at Kai. You said you wanted to fight, so bring it on, boy, Rias says as she fired the blast at point blank. As Rias placed her hand out with Pod, Kai didn't even move and only let out his own destructive power to match her own as a silver and red aura with gold flared. As it looked like two gods were about to fight, no one dared to intervene until a blue-black emerald light glowed from two spots, stopping the power struggle of aura. Plus, how about you fight somewhere we all can see? After all, you made a deal, right? To the shock of everyone, the voice of Vali spoke as he walked towards Issei and Kai while Issei stood from his relaxing position to a stern stance. I agree with Vali. After all, Raynare, you said you wanted to fight, but you agree that this should be Kai's fight, so maybe fight Akino because it can help you both, Issei said, shocking the two fallen as he then turned his gaze to Vali. So why are you here? Third liberation, Lucifer, haha, Issei said, making Vali become angered. Actually, I'm here for Kai, not you three, Vali said as he then turned away from Issei while summoning Fenrir, scaring him as Vali smirked. What, don't like the dog have heart, not a few holes, Vali said, making Issei mad while everyone was confused what Vali meant by three besides Raynare and Kai knowing about Great Red. What do you want, White One? Kai asked angrily, not bothering to look at him. However, that changes when Vali lets out Albion and Bose, making Kai turn to him and raise an eyebrow. We both are sorry by not just pure blood or pride but our names as the Vanishing One and the Forgotten Lucifer. Wee Vali then starts to tear up, shocking Kuroka and all because he never cries. We both are so sorry. I can't blame Rizavine, but I can only blame myself. I was weak and I still am, so I let walk over and made me do the same to you as he did to me just so my mother could live. I'm him. Vali then starts crying to the point he can't speak, but Kai understands him as Albion then speaks. Young Abaddon, please accept our apologies because we would never do this to a fellow dragon or Satan of pride, Albion said as Kai then turns to Vali and Albion as Issei's right palm goes red and gold as Great Red talks through a mental link. Issei, can you hear me? The voice of Great Red spoke, shocking Issei. Oh hey Red, how have you been besides sleeping? Issei mentally asked his dragon. I wasn't sleeping, okay, I was sleeping in Kyoto after that spell, then I was fixing your body and I found somethings for you. AMD Drake, Great Red spoke, confusing Issei and getting his attention. Okay, what is it? Issei asked with urgency. You see, first after your dragon transformation happened, your evil dragon part became more of a Zenkai, so to speak, boosting all defense properties you have, and after healing making you offensively stronger, but the negative emotions you have is building up to a dragon fall version I would call Dragon's End, Great Red said, shocking Issei and making his blood run cold. You see, Issei, it is building up your power and anger into a bomb-like form, but it slowly caused the seals of my power to cause pain in you till it reaches the king piece in you. That is why you let out a large amount of power during the Kyoto fight, because if it wasn't for the Dragon's End you would have already unlocked the promotions, but now you have still locked, Red said, making Issei sigh as he took in the news. Okay, what else? He mentally asked his dragon. Well, for the second thing I noticed in your memories you fought Loki, but I found something. You and the Gremry girl were the only two who heard the words of Loki because J.E. cursed you both. You were forced into Juggernaut drive and marked with anger or sorrow if you lived, Great Red said as Issei clenched his fisted with anger starting to have blood spill from it, as he asked with rage what did he do to Rias. Issei asks as Red goes silent, having Drake speak. Partner, I think you already know, after all she did love you, and to change so fast and to have a mark of the Norse on her hand can only mean one thing, Drake says as Issei tears up, cutting off the link with the dragons, as he think to himself, this is my fault, because me I might have lost her. Issei thinks, as he notices Sirzechs and Azazel in front of him. Issei, what's wrong? We've been trying to talk to you for a couple minutes now. Pav change while Issei talked to the dragons. We are both sorry, Kai Albion says as Kai walks towards Vali, ignoring Rias. Hey, we have a fight, don't we? So don't walk away, Rias says in a cold voice, but Kai ignores it as he stands in front of Vala and Albion. Vala, listen to me, I understand you had no choice in the matter because young Satans at the time, which for you is when you were a kid, would be no match for the originals even with Albion, Kai says as he calms his aura and puts a hand on Vala's shoulder. It takes honor and true power to accept the wrongs you did, but I don't fully forgive you yet because I am still confused on why you were after my father in the first place, Kai says, making Vala stand up as they hear footsteps and turn to see Lord Ajuka Beelzebub along with Sirzechs, Azazel, Michael, Seraphalodin, and Yakasen walk towards them with a box that has dust and chains on it, which Tiamat seems to know what it is as she walks towards them, asking Tannen to follow. Why do you want me with you, Tiamat? This seems like something just for the Alliance heads and your son, Tannen asked as he way confused by her actions. Well, your nephew is getting a box that the first Lucifer took away after the war before Sirzechs went into power. It's his father's chess set that only can be given to an Abaddon house member, unlike other pieces due to the power from the or amount of potential the pieces give, along with the will to half my dragon treasure and all his father's, including one thing that the first Red Dragon Emperor tried helping him with as soon as the war ended, Tiamat said, getting Tannen's attention. Okay, so what did the first host of Drag help him with? Tannen asked with Tiamat smiling near foot away from the leader's dragon fruit. Silly, before he met me he wanted to see if it could be used to make dragon weapons out of its juices, but after we started dating 0 years later, maybe closer to 0, he found out it was good food for dragons and at times it even heals them along with a full energy boost, but it varies, Tiamat said as Tannen stopped walking and began to glow a white and violet light as he shrank, and as the light died down it showed Tannen in a human form. Tiamat said as Tannen stopped walking and began to glow a white and violet light as he shrank, and as the light died down it showed Tannen in a human form. Damn it, if you're right about this, I'm going to be in my human form for a while, Tannen says, shocking Tiamat because she has never seen his human form before. Okay, I swear you almost look like Viteria or Crom Crunch, man. Why do you three always look alike? Tiamat said, making Tannen laugh as they walked next to the powers. So Kai, how are you? Ajuka asked. Fine, Lord Ajuka, Kai says as Ajuka stops him. Please call me Uncle. Me and your father have been in contact all the way until the last month or two before his death, Ajuka says, making Kai release his power and punched Ajuka in the stomach, making the king fall forward on his knee, shocking all the leaders and all who saw it. If you were such close friends then, Uncle, where were you when I was alone? And he died, Kai says, pissed, put then giving Ajuka a hug as he began to tear up, saying, I'm so glad I actually have people in hell to think of as family. Kai says as Ajuka hugs him back with a smile as Sirzechs and other high-ups including the Gremry family is in hearing reach. So Kai, may I ask, why did your father turn down the name Lucifer? Sirzechs asks, making Ajuka break the hug and all high-ranking figures be shocked, even Tiamat, due to her not knowing about this secret. He gave up the title for me and my mother. After all, he loved her and thought you would be a better leader, Kai says as his father confirms that from his link. Haha, now that's something, right? Michael, Azazel asks with joy as Michael just is silent. However, Rias walks up to Kai. We have a fight, remember, the Gremry says, making Kai clench his fist as he looked at Issei. Fine, we will have a rating game arena, got it. Sirzechs, can you do that in 0 minutes? Me and Raynare versus Rias and Aquino, Kai asked as Sirzechs confirms that as he looks at Issei. Asia, can you wait for me? Azazel and Issei, as for the rest of you, you can go to the stands as they go towards the magic circle in Tannen's land, if that's alright. Sirzechs asked his queen and Tannen as they both agreed to the idea by setting up the circle, and everyone then leaves through the circle while Issei, Sirzechs and Azazel is all who are left. Back to current time. Here we see a plain landscape, the same place they fought Loki, and the red and blue glow appears with Kai and Raynare on one side and Rias AMD Aquino on the other, each team with one Phoenix tear as magic spheres are in the sky showing the fight all around the supernatural. Are you ready, Raynare? Onek, and after all, I don't want my sister hurt, Kai says as a pink and black cyclone flame aura covers Raynare, shocking Kai not knowing she had so much power. Kai says as a pink and black cyclone flame aura covers Raynare, shocking Kai not knowing she had so much power. Please, I can take both of them on, but I'll be nice if you don't get in my way. I will fight Akino. After all, she might have been a queen longer than me, but I've been a fallen longer, Raynare says as Kai then smiles at Huss' sister in arms power until chop Raynare hits him in the head before the fight, as Raynare then calms her power after the chop to Kai's head. What the hell was that for SIS? Kai yells as Raynare gets pissed, with everyone who watches laughing. I thought you forgot your king piece, Raynare said as Kai panicked, making his mother and other dragon kings sigh and laugh, as he is just like Dragomat and Lord Kai Abaddon. Hey kiddo, you forgot this, a familiar voice yells as Kai looks up to see Issei outside a dragon rift with both Kais and his chest set as he drops UT below Kai. Thanks sensei, and what are you doing here? Kai said with a chuckle. He is here to cheer us all on, right? Akino says as Issei turns to her. Yeah, I am Akino, but mostly for Kai since her is my student and like a son to me. Besides that, I will cheer the rest of you on, Issei say, winking to Raynare and tapping Kai with his left hand, making Kai jolt as he hears a voice in his head. Young Kai, make the fight last as long as you can and overpower her, Issei and Drake, and I have a plan. The voice of power from Great Red spoke, scaring Kai and making Ophis speak. But Kai, Red, what do you want? He is my partner, you fool, Ophis, scaring the dragon god, but he is more annoyed. Ophis is still the same. No, you fool, Ophis, listen, Rizavine is after you. The games are a trap. After all, Kai can sense your body and energy, but he needs to drag this fight out. Great Red, earning attention from both Samuel and Kai Abaddon. And what would that be? Red Samuel said, being the middle ground of the two dragons, not liking or hating either of them. I would like to know, and don't lie to me, Dragon God, Apocalypse, Domination, and Dreams, Kai Abaddon said, entering Hakai Oro in the mindscape as his son took in the king piece, setting off alarms in the link of father and son. Okay, I'll listen to you only because my son has his piece and his birth right back. Lord Abaddon spoke still in Hakai Oro, while his son entered Hakai Kane Oro King version as the angel crest glowed on his arm, and his dragon tail came out with a violet and gold glow. And last, his other arm was covered in destruction, and dragon fire merged in a silver aura as the shined like a spark on his left arm, with black, blue, and red auras making a silver glow condense AMD wrap around his arm. However, his jacket is the same he was wearing but longer, like flames falling down it, and devil wings spiking out back, a total of 8, along with dragon claw-like scales for shoulder blades and devil energy as elbow-like horns on his arms, as his pendant of Abaddon showed the crest of his house glowing silver AMD red, and his hair was red and black with a gold glow from his father. And his eyes are like this one, his red for the pupils and in black gold with stars for the infant, as the other is blue black silver for his mother with stars as well. That is thanks to Ophis, and the jacket is open, showing a dragon and cat shirt that turns to a pitch black AMD violet shirt for his own dragon name as power explodes, shocking all but Issei. These are Kai's pieces, my partner drew them, thanks DD. These are Kai's pieces, my partner drew them, thanks DD. Anyway, Kai has a total of mutation pieces including Dragon Devil and yes % Holy King piece, and the same for the mutated Queen, while the rest are just Dragon Devil pieces. It follows Rook, Bishop, Knight, Normal, the Othi mutated, and all pawns mutated. Kai, is that you? Raynare asked as Issei then was from calm to shocked by his looks and new form, as Kai they smiles at Rias and shoots a thumbs up at Issei and Raynare as the people in the link see and hear everything. Yeah, it's me and Red Ophis, both of you calm down, I get it now, right? Rias, Kai says, letting out his power as Rias's hand shows a Norse mark that shakes. You all want to know who I am, huh? I am the dragon who was lost from this world, and devil who was the last of his family, not just his kind. My soul is a merge of that which is my hope, power, and gift of my family, mother, father, and mentor, because I am the soul warrior king of Abaddon. And Sichoyas, Kai shouts, showing his power, making a shockwave so strong it's like all the dragon kings are roaring for a fight. Good luck and kick-ass, Issei says as he flies away towards one of the mountain pillars of his training days with Tannen. Balance break, Rias says as she lets out all of her pod, that can be used without emotion, and a red dragon type armor forms Oswell from a shard. That can be used without emotion, and a red dragon type armor forms Oswell from a shard. False Welsh pod balance breaker. As the aura of the false balance breaker lets out, it clashes with Kai's almost evenly due to it being a fake of Drake versus the real blood of a dragon and devil that could kill Sirzechs. Let's fight over there, Raynare says, pointing to a landscape more full of pillars than rocky ground. Why is that? Akino asked, confused at the sudden wish to move. Do you really want to fight right next to two dragon and pod powers? No, plus we are fallen, so unlike you, spineless fool, I accept my wrongs and try to make them right instead of being someone who is into SNM and hides her wings, Raynare mocks as she flies away with 6 wings fallen and rows like dragon wing that match her aura. Okay, you pissed me off, you thorny crow bitch, TCH, Akino says as she then flies with both her devil and fallen wings after Raynare into the pillars. Okay, we will start with the Raynare and Akino fight, and then Rias and Kai. What's the matter, can't keep up, little hypered, Raynare said, pissing Akino off, leading her into one of the pillars at last second, as her rage blinded her. Akino then gets out of the pillar and flies at Raynare. You think I can't do shit? Then here, eat this, Akino yells, blasting her thunder in 2 waves from both hands. Oh shit, Raynare tries to dodge it, they bounce of each other at follow her, thus she uses her dragon wings and devil wings to block the first blast of lightning while transferring light energy outside the wings to use as a reflective surface to shoot at the far behind Akino. As the first wave bounces off, Raynare gets hit directly with the second wave, and Akino flies right to her as a puff of smoke appears from lightning blast. Seems I can do some. Before she could finish, she felt a large amount of dragon and holy energy build up in one source. How you eat, Raynare yells as she chaves at Akino. This os what her hand is covered in. I call this Wrath's flaming claw, Raynare shouts as she cuts Akino's chest and left arm as it flames turn into daggers that merge into her fingers like a claw. Then Akino floats a few steps back. Was that all you got? It was. Ugh. Akino then feels large amounts of pain in her whole body. You see, that move was 3 waves strike. The first was Wrath, a sin of devil energy and holy energy of the gods that made it a sin. After all, I am a fallen, so used my light spears for it. Next I merged my flames to match Wrath's burning anger and torment into a artifice fallen dragon and small amounts of devil power to pierce any spell or warrior. Raynare explained, making all watching the game in shock by the power of Issei's queen, let alone her still being a fallen. You forget I have been a queen longer than you, so I know defense and magic, Akino says as a Gremry mark appeared on Raynare, giving a large thunder shock and magic transfer. See, I made one of those thunderbolts a trap that gives me some of your magic. In exchange you take more holy pain and some pain you gave me, but I needed to get hit at least once, Akino says as Raynare gets a cut on her face. Okay, I have to accept this is a good fight, but you forgot one thing, Raynare says as she closes her eyes. Oh yeah, and what's that? Era, don't tell me you give up, Akino teased. No, just this. Raynare then uses 2 magic circles, 1 fallen and 1 dragon in each hand, thus Akino starts to build up lightning to counter anything, but that was what Raynare wanted. Eat this flame javelin, Raynare yells as she merged both circles to make a flaming spear of light to stab Akino, knocking out, but not killing her, amazing everyone by seeing how strong both fallen are. POV change, Kai and Rias. We see both kings at a stand still waiting for the other to move, as we only hear the wind until a pebble moves and then the 2 rush at each other, head put, and collide with each other. Picture Frisia as Rias and Kai being Goku, as how I described. Best pick found. The 2 fight, punch to put, kick to kick, both even, but then as Rias tried throwing a destructive right hook, Kai dodged down through her back with his dragon tail, as he then charges after her, as she planted her feet in the ground as Kai used his dragon's charge, and then pulled out his dragon wings to summon his dragon devil wings. The offensive version covers an aura as they formed, making Rias fly a few feet back when she tried to stop it, but she still fired a pod dragon at Kai, which he then used his dragon power and destructive power to blast the dragon into the ground and launch him in the air, launching a dragon sphere of red and blue with gold AMD black cracks in the 3 colors. Eat this, king's beast, Kai yells as he launches the sphere, and it turned into a dragon with a gold and violet body like Kai and the wing red and blue with black claws for his parents, and Ophis. Rias took the hit head on, but not before she built up a giga star and launched it around the dragon, shocking Kai as the sphere was gaining frozen spikes which he easily broke off, but him and Rias both got hit by the other's blast head on. Damn, this kid is powerful, Sirzechs said, now seeing why his family was the tied for Lucifer with him. However, near Sirzechs, Odin the All-Father was focused on the Gremry as well as the boy due to the Norse mark on her left hand and ice magic in her pod sphere, which isn't her magic at all. Ice is Citri Sona and her team who was there saw and was shocked, but as it went on, Issei was looking from above and sensed something strange. What the hell? Drake, call Albion and Vali. I sense someone, and I think us dragons should do this. Tell him to bring the dragon-eating dog, Issei says as Drake does as told. While he does that, Issei says, so you finally show up, mischief god, Issei says, until a magic circle appears near him of 2 different kinds. One we see a Norse circle of Lady Rosviavsa, and she seems worried, while the other circle is that of the original Lucifer family, only to see Vala and Fenrir, who looked confused. Haida, what do you need? If Drake says it's important, then it is. Vala and Albion yell in shock while then seeing the Valkyrie, and Issei tells them to listen, she has the news. Thank you, Issei. Now first, hello both dragons. As you already know, I am the Valkyrie Rosviavsa, and we need to go to Rias Gremry because Loki is free and took someone over by giving them power, Rosviavsa says, shocking Vala, but not Issei, who seems calm, but his black and red eye bursts like S-flame, letting him see Rias from far away as the marks appear on his neck and shoulder again. Loki cursed me and Rias when we beat him, but I was cursed to activate Juggernaut drive early with his catalyst, and curse of my past first month as a devil, and for Rias was her guilt of reincarnating me without asking because she knew I would help, but she back then was afraid because she thought her house came before her, and ever since I helped her she felt guilty but also loved me, and Loki cursed both those factors, changing her almost completely. And it was only thanks yo great red and Drake looking through my memories I found out the truth, Issei says as he starts to tear up, earning silence from the two and Fenrir until a large explosion is heard. POV back with Kai. Sorry Rias, but I'm winning this after all. I have my family to fight for, Kai says as Rias cries in the armor and talks. I want to win for Issei so I can make things right and apologize. Instead of being his killer, I can try to at least apologize, but I can't even do that or say I love him because I can't control my own damn body, Rias says, making Kai stop as the Norse mark glows and shatters as Loki appears. You foolish girl, I told you to do as I say, but a simple spell can't make you or the red dragon obey. For Odin's sake, you all are useless, Loki says as he then grabs Rias and smiles. However, you can still be useful in a sense, he says, by summoning frost giants on the battlefield and taking off Rias's helmet until boost rang out from above. Hey Loki, leave my Rias alone, Issei yelled as he threw a left hook but missed due to Loki using Rias as shield. Nice try, dragon. I figured you knew of my spell, so I will take her as mine since you both failed at killing everything, Loki says, taking Fenrir as well with the old curse he put on the dog, and he teleports TK Asgard, but not before Rias opens her eyes with tears, saying, Issei, I'm sorry, I love you, Rias says before she teleports away with Fenrir and Loki. Rias, Issei yells as the marks grow with rage. We'll be safe from domination. Here we see Issei and Kai standing speechless at Loki's sudden appearance, as Vala and Rosviapsa fly down with Akino and Raynare, knowing they were too late to catch Loki or Rias. Sensei, are you okay? Kai asked as he then felt two hands stop him, and as he looks back he sees Akino and Vala with fear in their eyes as a magic circle opens behind them, summoning the rest of Team Rias, and all of Team Sona and Team Phoenix, even Ravel along with the leaders and Tiamat and Tannen. Kai, don't move, Issei-san, go ahead, Akino said before she passed out due to her injuries, as Issei then began to glow red and black with emerald cracks as all the leaders put a barrier around everyone but Issei so he could let out his rage. A twin dragon of domination's life, Issei roars as his left arm glows as starts to shine red as a spirit glows right next to Issei as Issei starts becoming his humid dragon form. The red glow now in human form. Hang in there, brother, the mysterious man in red spoke, shocking Tiamat, Tannen and Albion, as everyone else had no clue who he was. But then the man began to speak. You are Issei Hayato, the man who broke and beat Riser Phoenix only in a short time after being a devil, and using our power you would have stopped Kokobel without the balance breaker if Vala and Albion didn't show up to stop us. You used Juggernaut drive and lived unlike my past host. Damn it, brother, you tamed Juggernaut drive's rage and awakened mine. Know our true power. Come, Issei, you can break the dragon's end curse before it becomes the fall, because you are an evil dragon of emotion, but that is only very little due to the heart you have of Welsh and a god between the AMD red. The real power is you, and what I say is true. You are the only red dragon emperor who treated me right, who treated me like brother and mean that, or my name isn't Drake, the heavenly dragon domination, the figure now known as Drake says with a tear rolling down his cheek as everyone else, even Kai, is shocked. The dragon of domination is free from gods. Seal as Albion then apars with wings glowing. Drake, how the hell are you free? Albion asked in shock, but Drake said nothing as he tried helping Issei through the transformation. This isn't my fault, I let her own up, Issei roars as the black veins burn. Thank you, Issei, for saving me. Poor thing, you gave an arm for me. Issei thinks back as he then realized all he did for her made her happy as the black veins calm down as he transforms through the fire. I will fight for her. Raynare was my first, but Rias healed my heart. And that god tried breaking us, for that he'll know the pain that a dragon, and Team a king along with a for me pawn but eternal family member of Gremory can do. Issei says, earring smiles from Team Rias, making Gasper and Asia cry seeing the old Issei back, while Raynare thinks I don't care if I love Issei, he can have more than one mate, but that god playing games will pay for hurting us all. Issei then gets surrounded in the flames as he thinks of the calm and hope of his past. Thank you, if it wasn't for you I would be lost, but instead I have a family. He thinks back to Asia. Thank you, because of you I can accept myself as the daughter of a fallen angel and reincarnated devil. Thank you, Issei. He thinks back to Akino and her relationship being healed. I would like to be your bishop one day. Sure thing, Ravel, these cakes are so good, of course I made them, it wasn't like I was up this morning or anything. Issei thinks back to training Riser and helping Ravel not worry about him. Picture this, just think it's Issei with a black, red and emerald aura with sliver and cracks breaking the ground around him. I will always have your back, Issei, Kiba says as he remembers the day after they beat Freed. Will you take me with you and Asia when you leave, of course, Zenobia? Issei's arms then start to change into black and crimson scales as his shoulders go pitch black and start forming spiked horns on each shoulder with gold and red crack like linum as the rest of it is black like his Yuma gear. Issei, we were childhood friends and we've known each other since we were kids. Good to see you again, Amen. Issei thinks back to Irina. Then his elbows glow gold as spike and curved claw-like horns form on his elbows, pure gold with a blue shine to it, mocking Albion and Vala. Then the rest of his arms have crimson red with some black scales in his palms and sharp black nails, but besides that up to his elbows and to his hands they crimson like Drake and Rias, and the fire in his soul as then emerald veins AMD scale lining form from hands to shoulders, showing his emerald light as the Red Dragon Emperor. Not bad, kid. See ya next time. Issei thinks back to his first few times meeting Azazel playing games. Please save Rias' little brother. He remembers Sirzechs and Graphia and their smiles with Milicus. Take care, son. Issei remembers his parents of Gremory and Hayadu making him smile. Hang in there, big brother. He recalled Gasper and she growth. Thanks, number nuts. Thank you, sensei. See ya, Drake. He remembers everyone called to him and Drake, as his legs and chest form black and red scales from head to toe with crimson and emerald crack lining, showing the volcano power he is as a gold core of fire soul his chest, but instead of a scar of where he was stabbed or hurt, it's a glow of his hope AMD new world. As the fire dies down, Kai was the first to see what Issei became, and the power woke up Akino, who was healed by Asia. As THR dust settled, everyone else was able to see the Issei they remember, and the new one as if they merged and became one, and the dragon form proves it. Author note: picture this image with the red hands to elbows, black elbows to shoulders with the certain colored horns, claws, and body. This image suits it best though. Issei, is that you, little brother? Sirzechs asked as everyone wounded the same, but then Vala and Kai ran towards him. Hell yeah, it is. I no rival anywhere, Vala said, ready to fight. Yo, that's my sensei and brother, Kai said, making the dragon turn to look at them with Drake next to him. Hey kid, glad to see you and Vala aren't scared, Issei said in a draconic voice, making everyone smile. Blazing storm, Issei whispers, clapping his wings, making flames and a whirlwind right at the Loki's frost giants, where all the ons that showed up got destroyed in an instant, while more came through the circle along with a few copies of the Midgard Serpent, while the real one, as we know, is dead thanks to Serorg. How the hell do they have copies of that thing? Zenobia asked, confused because she remembered it took Serorg to kill it, while Akino's lightning didn't do anything besides knock it unconscious. Akino didn't Serorg kill it? Kiba asked with a falling nodding as Kiba pulled out his sword of betrayer, but then Issei's right hand glowed. What is it? Red Draconic, Issei spoke, shocking all but Raynare, Kai, and Vala. Issei, those serpents are fake, they having using the real one and Norse magic to clone it. However, I feel the real one arriving soon. Great spoke along, shocking all as a magic circle showed and summoned a serpent twice as big as the other two. Okay, I have a plan. Riser, you and your team help half Team Gremory with the frost giants, the other will be with Raynare and Sona, Saji and Tsubaki taking care of the Serpent. Us dragons will go after Loki, Issei said, making everyone hype until. Excuse me, but Issei, may I join you? Rosviavsa asked as Issei didn't look at her and only focused on a magic rift. Sorry, but no, we need you here to help with both Gans and Snakes. Same with Kuroka, plus you helped and cared for us all a few times, so I think you're already a Gremory. Rosviavsa making her go red until Issei looked down at her, giving him a smile as she just ran toward Akino, making everyone know that Issei, the cold and serious one and the old one that cared for others like family, were one and the same now. Hey, it was just joke, Rosviavsa, come on, I didn't mean Aro, look at your tits. Issei was now tired of joking and ready to go. Hey Drake, do mind giving me an arm, brother? Issei said, making Drake understand what he needed. Sure thing, Drake said as he began to glow residential and emerald as he spoke. We are the dragons of dominations who broke free solitude and wrongdoing. We rise for own goals and dream as our power is infinite like our bond as brothers. Welsh dragon boost gear, Drake let out as he glowed and transferred to Issei's arm. Picture the gear at the fourth liberation to the elbow like it has in the rest of the story. However, scales of Issei and Drake combined take the place of the fingers, claws, and some of the forearm. Like Vala, Kai, grab onto my shoulders. Unlike the rift, this will be like a teleportation, so to speak. After all, when me Drake first used balance breaker, it was for her, and it's now linked so we can find her, Issei said, making Vala walk up, not saying anything, but Kai ran up, not wasting time, saying, I will do anything for cousin, the god will pay for making her become like one of the purest monsters, Kai said, making Issei understand, but before they left he remembers something. Hey Revel, come here for a second, Issei said, shocking everyone, especially the young Phoenix, as she walked over to him. Yes, Issei-san, what is it? Revel asked as he pulled out a bishop piece, shocking all present besides the leaders and Kiba, because almost all of them didn't know he was a king. Take this and think, which will you be, a devil and dragon walking in the shadows or a fallen angel dragon in the light? or maybe a phoenix dragon making your own light by the name of your own meaning as long as you fight and try best in life and anything by name of you and Issei Hayadu, will you be my bishop, he asked with Ravel smiling and yelling yes I will, and as she said that the piece merged with her, and she had wing gold and red dragon wing SND gold and black phoenix wings. Also you can merge them to make solid dragon wings wrapped in eternal fire, Issei said, making Ravel smile. Okay, let's go you two. Issei then began trying to feel Ria's presence until he felt his own power, aka the shard, which is where he needed to go, as he put his hand out making a circle, and the other hand 2 fingers on the head. Flame bond transmass Ionisei roared as him Kai and Vala instantly vanished. Yes, instant transmission reference, you will know why very soon. Okay, now that they're gone, let's make sure these fools got nothing to worry about, right everyone? Kiba asked as everyone smirked, and they charged. Riser and Gasper stayed close by. They fought well against many frost gains with Gasper's new strength and gear. He broke many down to nothing while Riser wrapped each part of his body he attacked within his flames, striking each one clear through like a hot knife through butter. You're not bad, Vampire, Riser said, both back to back. Same with you, Riser, Gasper replied. SS Morgans ran at them. A twin wave of energy hit them like a hurricane. Some even got broke in half. What was that? They both thought as they see a crater from the impact and shockwaves that broke the Gans, and in it were Kaneko and Kuroka. Hey boys, you might want to move it. Our turn to play, Naya, Kuroka said as a small number of light swords broke the Gans as Irina landed next to THR Kittens. Okay, we sold, run, the two thought as they felt hot in the cold battlefield of ice. Gans AMD looked up to see Ravel building up a supernova, and then the two looked at each other. Run, they said as Riser flew and Gapser became bat to fly away. Eat this, you overgrown ice cubes, eternal supernova, Ravel yelled, launching a sphere of true fire at the magic circle where the giants kept coming from. Fuck, one giant said as the supernova exploded, making shockwave, destroying half Arichi giants on the girls' side of the battlefield. POV other side of the battlefield with K-Frost giants and Serpents. Sword birth, Kiba yelled, making a large storm of swords come from the ground, breaking the giants. Why stop there, Kiba? He this twin dark flames, Saji yelled, summoning his absorption lines covered in fire, breaking through about a 0-0 giants. That's 0 more than 2. Kiba Saji let out as Kiba points at his sword of fire, and when near the center by 0 frost giant skulls and puddles. Let's say it ties. After all, we have a serpent to kill, Kiba said as Saji nodded in agreement. Exterando, let's show them our power, Zenobia said as she made a slash of pure energy at one of Serpent's, actually cutting of it apart, but it was only the tail. Nice hit, Zenobia, Gasper said as he and Riser appeared to take her place against the beast. Yes, Knight of Rias, that was incredible, but your friends want you over there, mainly the angel, Riser said, pointing to the place where the just came from as Zenobia then ran told speed to her friend. POV Issei Valakai. Yo Hayada, how long will it take for us to get there? Seriously, Vala asked Issei, annoyed at Loki's actions, and he wants to get his dog back. Be patent, White One, seriously, we will let you take on Loki or Fenrir or his crannies as long as we fight who we want. And we save my cousin, got it? KSI told Vala, letting out some of his power. Same for Vala, but Issei burst his power put as he returned to his human form with his black jacket and half-torn red dragon and silver angel wings designed. Black shirt, but now it only showed half the wings and half the dragon. Calm down, you two. If we let out too much power, this spell will break, and we will be lost wherever we are now. After all, this spell is still in its testing phases. My plan was to use it for a power I felt every time I used my rift spell. I think I found someone stronger than a Dragon King, Issei said, shocking Kai AMD Vala, because the only being that strong are ultimate class devils at the highest name, and dragons themselves. Okay, we are almost here. I feel my and Drake's power about minutes away, not counting defense spells blocking us. I need to find a way around those when I finish this spell, Issei said, tired as they start to see Asgard. So that's why it's taking so long. Loki put a barrier around the universe tree connecting the 9 realms so he can buy some time, huh? Not bad, Issei said, impressed by Loki's barrier, even if a coward made it. Move, Hayado, I'll destroy the barrier, Vala said as he summoned the dividing gear, and Issei opened his flame barrier so he could leave. Vanishing Dragon Balkans Breaker Albion let out as Vali entered the balance breaker, starting to divide the barrier. Hey sensei, why are we in a barrier? Kai asked as he itched his head with his hand. Well, the barrier is a prototype, and it's still in beta, so nothing's instant unlike what it should be, because now we are taking a few minutes rather than less than, Issei said as Kai turned his hand into his dragon one to itch his head, and due to it being a beta it will take a few weeks to months to perfect it, so it's more like a barrier people use to travel in the dimensional gaps. Stop that, Issei said, hitting Kai in the head. Sorry, my scales make me itchy here more some reason, Kai said, confused. We passed the gap, so your Ophis and Samuel kicked in by wanting to be free, and they finally are. Well, Samuel kinda Ophis, half of her is in you, right? Issei said, talking to Kai. Ya give me a sec. Kai closes his eye to feel his mental link, and he only sees his father and Samuel, so he goes to ask them, hey guys, where is Ophis? Kai asks Samuel and his father. Son, Ophis left. She was here while she was asleep for the first time in millennium due to your heart calming her, but if you need her or she needs you, that is what the link is for. Lord Abaddon spoke. Thanks Dad, Kai said as he opened his eyes and saw Vala shrinking the barrier to nothing. Okay, it's gone. We st ready to go, Vala said, heading back in the barrier with Issei and Kai. Here come Rias, here we come. Issei thinks he sees Asgard ahead of him. Issei thinks he sees Asgard ahead of him. POV Loki. While all this goes on, here we see a large space in Asgard like you would use in a play or a wedding, empty with no one there as most FO Asgard left to the underworld for peace. But then we see Loki's Norse circle in the room and he walks in and throws Rias to the ground and throws Fenrir in caged box. Damn it, dog, hold still, Loki says as he puts a collar on Fenrir, but he then grows back to his full size, breaking the cage. See, now you can be big or small, but if you disobey, Loki says as the collar then shocks Fenrir, making him whimper as Loki stops the collar. Now you know also your pups live, one just has a scar, that's all for mistakes, they are strong, Loki says, making Rias get up and punch him, but it does nothing. Let me go, and the dog, Rias says, tired as the armor drains her, but the Loki grabs her. Oh, and Gremory, I will keep you because one, I wouldn't mind a destructive kin, and second, Loki says, using magic to rib out the shard in Rias, but still connecting her magic to it. You will power this clone to fight the red dragon, Loki says as a clone of the old Issei is born from the shard and Rias locked in cuffs. Well, see later, foolish girl, Loki says as he opens a portal to the skies of Asgard while placing Rias in an ice cage. Clone, make sure the red dragon dies and take her power till she dies as well, Loki says as the clone Issei walks through with Rias as they hear a boom. Well, it's a surprise that you're here, dragons, Loki said, turning around to see Issei, Kai and Vala. Damn it, Loki, where's Rias? Issei said, letting out his power. How about you look up, Loki said as Issei then looked up and saw himself linked to Rias, making his blood burn. Partner, go kick that fake's ass, then the sorry excuse of God's great red said, fooling Issei. Brother, we are the three flames of domination, show that fake what real power is. Drake let out with pride as Issei went glowed red. Take my arm in exchange for that power so I can save her. Issei thought back to his deal with Drake and his first time using Balance Breaker. TCH, this fake isn't worth the real Balance Breaker of domination just yet. Red ready, Issei asked his dragon with a smirk as the Yuma soul appeared. Domination's beginning and soul broken. Yuma soul over booster creeping dusk Balance Breaker. Issei and Great Red rang out into similar armor as the Welsh Balance Breaker. Issei and Great Red rang out into similar armor as the Welsh Balance Breaker. The creeping Dusk Balance Breaker, or Dusk Balance Breaker for short, also instead of dragon wings it has wings, 1 fallen angel, 1 dragon and 2 devil in response to his past and his name as the dragon god emperor of soul, resolve and fortitude. Then Issei flies toward the sky to save Rias and kill the shard of his own sin. Well, now that he is gone, before Loki could finish he was punched by both Vala and Kai launching through the building. Ha, what was that? God, I didn't hear it over our power, Kia said as him and Vala fist bump. Stay on guard, Kai, but nice punch, Vala says as he enters Balance Breaker and Kai Hakai Kane Oro Soul Warrior King with both his hands entering his violet dragon state. Let's get serious, Loki, Vala said as Kai watched towards the dogs. Hey Vali, is this Fenrir? Kai says as he walks toward him only to be knocked back as Fenrir and pups went wild. Good muts, haha, Loki said, building up his power. You will pay, Loki, Vala said, bursting out his power past its limits to only turn off Balance Breaker. What the hell? Vanishing Dragon Divine dividing th Liberation. Albion spoke as the wings now has more gold and 0 feathers instead of 8. You will pay, Loki, Vala roared, letting out power as he let out his devil wings and spoke. Note this chant will be similar to Vala's overdrive, but this is his new drive, like Yang to that Een, so to speak, because now he has his team Azazel and Kai and Issei as family and rivals, not to mention Albion who has had his, so this will be the beginning of his rebirth. Albion, I never thanked you for what you have done for me, have Vala asked as Albion was shocked by Vala, but listen to him. Well, I'm sorry and thank you. If it wasn't for you and Ophis, not to mention my new family with Arthur and Biko, hell even Kuroka, I would have given up a long time ago, especially if Azazel didn't have my back too, so now I will show this false god the power of a dragon of supremacy and rebirth. Valley, I lied as Albion felt pride in Vala. Alright, my partner, let's show this fool what the white dragon can do when he surpassed his limited. Albion let out as Vala glowed blue and white as Albion helped Vala with his new chant. I who shall awaken the white dragon emperor lost in the pits of despair, I shall rid myself of death that brings the name Lucifer as I rise from shadows to surpass the skies of domination. while the infant shall be free and my dream will surpass a legend of supremacy. White Dragon Lucifer Juggernaut Rebirth Drive. The TWL roared as Vala's new armor showed from the light. The Rebirth Drive as his Devil Wings Colo merges with the armor, and the white and blue color of Vala and Albion becomes a silver flame for wings and spiked shoulders to use power beyond the two's limits. Kai, get back, fight the dogs, and keep Fenrir alive please. Loki is mine, Vala said as Kai was stunned seeing the white dragon's new power. Got it, come on dogs, follow me, Kai says as he kicks the dogs back with his tail and leaded them away. Now it's time to die, Loki, Vala said as he rushed at the god at speed he couldn't track as Vala kicked Loki back. Damn you, white dragon, fine, I will go all out, Loki says as he rushes at Vala, landing a clear punch to the face and then to the gut, but Vala blocked the gut punch with his knee and the two began trading blows evenly. Each punch would be block led or countered by ice or magic circles. They kept going till most of the area they were at was turned to ruin. Eat this, white one, this will be your end, Loki yells, firing a storm of ice and energy magic all at Vala. However, he didn't dodge, instead he held one hand out. No, Loki, it is your end, dividing reflection. Vala and Albion roared as their own attacks along with the copies of Loki's fired, and each one as it passed Loki or hit another blast of magic. Loki heard a crack, and as he looked he saw the skies had cracks with what looked a dragon watching him as Vala then built up all his power and put both his arms crossed with 0 cricles in each, and Dragon and Lucifer as he spoke, this is your end, god. Dimensional soaring collapse, he roared as the dragon from the cracks in the sky along with magic became a barrier around Loki, compressing around him as the dragon soared in the sky with Loki, and then with one snap of Vala's fingers they exploded and Loki was unconscious as Vala flew and caught him. Now that I'm done, let's see how Hyadu and Kai are doing. Thanks for watching this video. You really enjoy this video. Like, subscribe, and comment down below, and turn on that bell notification. Don't forget to support and follow our RUINEDDRAGONARMY for writing that awesome fanfic, and also make sure to comment on this story, link in the description. See you in the next video. Goodbye.